the key to muscles and wealth. It's game day men's health.
Hell yeah. That's right, Dan. Game Day Men's Health Studio. That's where we do the show today. I was in there yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Got a little tee shot. And then you know what I did? I worked out for like 8 straight hours afterward while doing meetings.
You were doing a lot of meetings yesterday.
I know.
Their mission.
Tell me about
Game Day Men's Health. Simple. Help men feel like the best version of themselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. How do you feel they're doing in that
I feel fantastic.
thus far? I was feeling that when they set me up with a nice B12 shot before the summer event.
You crushed.
Thanks, bro.
We want you to crush also. Mention the Dumb Zone when you go to Game Day Men's Health Studio. Game Day Men's Health, you get 10% off TRT for life. Anything else specific, Dan, we need to get to here?
I believe that 10% off. But yeah, mention the Dumb Zone at any of the local Game Day Men's Health locations.
And then lift weights.
All right. You don't have to lift weights, though, right? You just feel better. Really? If you don't lift weights, you won't feel better at all?
You'll still feel better.
All right. Talk to those at Game Day Men's Health about that. Hello, everybody. Hello, friends. Happy Tuesday. I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Jake Kemp.
I'm Blake Jones.
We are broadcasting live to tape from the Game Day Men's Health Studios in Dallas, Texas, in the Fox 4 building. We did not work yesterday. Well, we did not do a show yesterday. The amount of work, though. It just never stops.
Sure.
But, you know, it's not work if you love it. Correct?
Oh, it's just work hard, play hard. That's why I don't even say that. It's all the same to me.
Yeah.
Did you have a nice little Father's Day there? What is it like? Is it a different day at all?
My kids actually reach out to me instead of me reaching out to them.
Okay.
When they're not here in the house. But other than that, no, I've made a bed that
every day is
I have to lie in, that since I tell my wife that she's not my mom, so I don't have to get her anything for Father's Day, she decides that I'm not her father and all that. So it's cool. I'm fine with that.
Sure.
We have in studio today, we do have a sit-in, Adam, and he's brought Keith and Travis. Are you here at the behest or because of Community Mechanical?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Our HVAC company? That must mean you bought a whole new HVAC system.
Yes, I did. Unfortunately, I had to.
But fortunately,
you had the great guys.
Yes.
And it works now?
Works well.
it's back in all the 8.
That's great to hear.
Yeah,
Perfect timing. We're about to have a very hot summer, according to my sources.
Yes. Yeah, luckily it was when it was cooler, so I could shop around and ended up with Community Mechanical.
Look at
You
that.
shopped
He played
around.
the
You
field.
actually looked at other
That's all we ask you to do.
possibilities.
Yeah.
Give them a chance.
Yeah. But it was like 70 degrees, so I had time to talk to like 4 companies, and then I was on the way home, and a fellow subscriber, my best friend Ben, said, hey, try out Community Mechanical, and they had a great quote and great customer service.
Big fellas.
So you had tried out
Travis
4
is the
others,
guy.
and then you decided, wow, now let's just take this shot. It probably won't reap anything. But then it
What do
did.
these guys know?
Exactly. I was like, I was going to commit that night, and then all of a sudden, they came with a better
Wow,
price.
they late flipped him. He turned the community hat over at signing day and shocked the world.
So, yeah, look them up. What is it, communitydfw.com?
Indeed.
That's off the dome, bro.
You crazy with
I
it.
didn't even look at my thing. So cool. Well, we're glad, Adam, that you are here. I hope you're glad. I hope that may the air be cool in your home.
You pumped up for closing remarks?
Nothing prepared, just a couple gifts, but
Oh, well then.
Who did you bring with you
Let's
today?
jump right
so
to
it's
that.
my dad, so Father's Day.
Okay.
Action.
Okay.
And then my brother, who is getting married this year. So I was even more inclined to go with community mechanical because
Doesn't make any sense.
No, but I love it though. Keep that.
Hear him out.
Keep that.
Hear him out.
He's a big fan of the show, and so he bought me a subscription a couple of years ago, or a year ago, and so I was like, okay, this is kind of an early wedding gift or entering the wedding season.
Look at that. There's value everywhere.
That's right. What a cheap gift. Well, it's not
not cheap.
I
at
mean,
all.
you installed the HVAC, but to glom him onto your thing is kind of a
yes,
cheap
but-
gift.
I mean,
It's kind of what we're all
pretty
doing.
cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. Also sitting in studio on the casting couch, it is Doyle King, everybody.
Hey,
Hello, Doyle King.
he knows how to play the game.
Hey, you guys. How you doing?
It's good friend Doyle King.
That's right. Your granddaughter goes to the same school as Jake's daughter or something?
Yes, she does, matter
Okay.
of fact.
That's how you ran into each
That's
other?
how we hook back up.
Yes.
But you guys used to run into each other all the time?
Yeah, when I worked at the Ticket, when I was doing the top 10 in particular, was when there's a lot of that job, you're basically alone. You don't see anyone. You sit in a small production booth by yourself. The only people you see 2 or 3 times an hour is a harried traffic reporter running in to record something 1 minute at a time. And most of them were cool, but when Doyle would do his, I get a little extra spice, like a little, here's a 30-second story. And then
30 seconds.
just quick, traffic on time. But then I met Harold, his son, without knowing he was Doyle's son. Our daughters are friends. They're at camp. They're in class. And he's like, hey, this is my dad. And he walks up to me at the teacher night or whatever, and I hear the laugh. I'm like, we got to get you on the show. So that's why he's here.
Okay, yeah.
And it's interesting because Dan has, for a guy who worked at the station, for a long time and is definitely like a listener, has like some major blind spots in the history of the station. Well, there was something a couple weeks ago. Oh, Robot Santa. Madigan, who works for the Soroys, was one of the kids from P Doggin, whatever. See, they know.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And if you try to explain Robot Santa and it was weird because I'm like, I've never had to try to explain this to a listener. So
There was quite a few years I didn't listen to the Musers.
right,
As you know, my habits changed
right,
as I became early morning guy.
sure. You were
But for many years, I never woke up until Norm's show started.
the Wake and Bake was for
So,
guys, or the Wake and Jake or whatever.
yeah.
But no, Doyle was a big part of mornings and afternoons, and
Which is why I would always say,
he's had
hey,
a wild radio life.
what if we do a show and just act like we don't know what was on the morning show? And
Yeah, for everyone
'cause
else.
Bob would hear 4 hours of the morning show every day.
Yeah,
And I would be like, well, what if, we don't have to shape our show based on what they did, because there are a lot of people who, I was anecdotally saying, a lot of people wake up after 10.
listen,
And
if I were to write the forward to your book, it would be some way of conveying that you figured out ways to sell that things are just what you want to do as actually better for everyone. And it works super well.
and now I'm early morning guy, and I think this is better, actually.
Well, whatever suits you.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I got some Doyle stuff. We got some emails wanting certain Doyle stories. So we will get to that. On today's program, we also have some sports stuff. Says here, golf. You look like a guy who watched golf on Father's Day.
I watched a little bit.
You
Little
just
bit
look
of
like
fun
a
around.
guy who wants to celebrate Father's Day. Anyway, Blake still with the mustache, even though he claimed he wanted to shave it the second the DZGSE was over.
Doth protest too much.
And here he is
I
finding out.
guess I'll keep it.
I'll succumb to peer pressure on you.
This kind of works for me. Yeah, also on the that's what's on the show basically.
Golf. That's
Sports.
what's on
Golf.
today's show.
I got some Cowboys stuff. I don't know.
I got
what
some Cowboys. I got some NBA stuff.
NBA stuff. We haven't really talked about what's going to be on the show. We just figured we each have some stuff. But we also have a weekend check, and that'll be brought to us by Qualis Roofing. They are the ones who invented the sit-in when you get a new roof.
Rosa
So Community
Parks.
Mechanical did take that bit because they thought it was really good. But, yeah, Qualis Roofing, one of our very, very first sponsors. In fact, it might have been our first ever remote. They had us out to their Arlington place. If you call 817-500-9008, you can get a free roof inspection, and they'll give you a Dumb Zone T-shirt for free. And then if you do get the roof with Qualis, you can end up getting a sit-in as well.
Indeed, QualisGC.com. It was great to meet those guys out at the summer event. They're good people, and the coolest thing was they said, we do a lot of work with Dumb Zone customers, and we haven't had a bad experience. Like, we want our people to like them, but it's also important that our business friends are like, hey, these are very easy people to deal with, good times. So check them out, QualisGC.com.
All right, let's do a weekend check. I'm guessing you want to go last because you were mysteriously wanted.
Last we spoke,
You mysteriously wanted Monday off.
we said that's fine. We'll do it. We'll do a show Wednesday. We know it's a big hassle of the audience, but it's not a big deal to us. What's going on, though, bud? And he said, I'll tell you Tuesday.
So you want to go last?
If you don't mind.
You think you got it? Okay.
Boy.
Well, if I ask for the day off, I
It's
got
like a Michael Bay film.
No.
Clayton, do you have anything special for us? Clayton Kimbrough, of course.
Oh, yeah. He had a rough scene this weekend, I think.
Yeah, I might be needing to call one of our.
Fairlease.org?
Fairlease?
You talking about Fairlease.org?
I might have to be calling some fair lease plate people.
Why?
Transmission on my pickup decided to not work anymore.
That's something you need?
Apparently.
Okay, I was just thinking this weekend.
I'm
how
anti the whole trans thing, so this is like.
Oh,
really
okay.
my-
I like it. Yeah, I don't know anything about cars.
I just know I need one.
That sounds bad, though.
You know what's funny is I have family or family friends in the car business, and they've asked me before, like, why do you not want to have a nice car? I think they think if you're in some sort of media or like there's an idea of like, well, someone's going to see me at Olive Garden, be like, why don't you have a fancy like Miata? Like, there are people that think the car really is a status thing.
Is Miata fancy?
No, it's not.
Oh.
No, but but when I was a kid, I think I thought that's what rich people drove because it was like a convertible.
Ah,
But you know what I mean? I've just never been a guy who needs more than car.
yeah.
Car go here, car go there.
You're a man of the people, a man of the earth.
Of the earth.
I don't know.
Well, good luck,
okay.
Clayton.
So you got a bad transmission. What are you doing for now? Did you get your brother's car or something? You were saying you had some car to try and get.
No, I called my stepdad directly. Didn't go
Stepdad.
through my mother. Went straight to the source and just asked him if I could borrow his truck. They're out of
I did
town.
unilaterally extend him use of the company credit card for Uber to get to and from work if he needed to.
I was just going to have Henry drive me around.
It's
in
also
the back,
an option.
Like, go
That's
to the
better.
back seat.
That's
drive
better
me
than
up.
Jake's first idea.
Yeah. Save you guys some money.
Oh.
I'll pay him in
Everybody's
fast food.
cool boss till they're the boss.
Otherwise, I know your weekend, part of it was spent with like transferring.
Gear.
Do a
No,
little-
the
little
no
IT
puppet.
work.
Oh.
Yeah, we had like a no puppet.
Don't bring that up. That's like Luca. It happened
It's
and it's
just
over.
so well. It's
I don't
not
wanna talk
over
about
though.
it.
I think it's still
It'll
going
never
on.
be over.
We're
but
functional. I don't want to
got it
talk about
working.
it.
We're trying to transfer our Google Workspace to another
it's-
Google Workspace,
Dude.
and it's all just a
I'm
mess.
gonna get high
Hey, we
thinking
here.
about
Let's plus this up. We created a creative services department
We did.
in the company this weekend, so we're going places, folks.
We're fine. I just don't want to think about the.
Oh, that
Google.
folder that says create.
That's
we made
all
a
you have
folder
to
that
do,
says
Dan,
creative
is
services.
make a folder and say you have it.
Another folder.
God.
So many damn folders.
Got a lot
It's
of
okay.
folders.
Back on track.
Okay. I don't have much. I got cucked at the gym.
Oh no, by a jeans guy or
No, so they got this one machine. God, I do it every time. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a forward and a backwards on it. It's the thing where you.
it's just flies and reverse like flies for your
Yeah,
pecs
so-
and your back. Yeah.
But there's only one of those machines, and it's like everybody wants to use it. So I have like a program I got to do, and then I'll get to that, and there's always people on it, so you got to kind of jump in, and people will even be like, "Hey, can I have this next? Like it's a pool table or something.
Yeah.
So they put their quarters down, Doyle might be the only one who understands
I
that
think I learned
reference
it
at all.
from you. Maybe we got a dad in the
You
house.
got a
Yeah.
quarters on the pool table reference? Okay. I'm killing it.
Was that was a commercial.
But I'm on that machine, and since I had the front and the back to do, I had like 6 sets or something.
It's gonna take a minute.
And a big, muscly 25-year-old walks up, and he's like, "Hey, when are you going to be done with? Are you almost done?"
Hey, old man.
And oftentimes when people do that, they'll be like, "I'll be like 1 set away or whatever, I'll do like 1 set," and they'll be like, "Cool, I'll wait." I'm like, "I got 5 sets left, and I got a minute and a half break between each one." And all that kind of stuff.
That's why I think he's already on my S list, because the question should be, hey, how much you got left? Not, are you almost done?
Or something like that.
I'm just saying that is a different question.
But anyone who approaches you is on your S list.
That's
immediately
probably-
when you got
at
your-
the gym, everybody's friendly. You don't understand.
I've never asked
No.
somebody, are you almost done? Or I've never asked
No.
anybody at the gym.
I love
a
my gym.
question
You're not supposed
ever.
to talk to anybody.
They generally don't, but it just feels like everybody's. It's like the dispensary. Everybody's really cool.
Okay, yeah.
Like when I go in there, it's like everybody's awesome, and at the gym, it feels like the same way, unless they're trying to sell me something out.
So how did he respond to this machine will be open
I was like,
Tuesday?
I was like, I got 5 sets. He's like, can I work in with you? And I'm thinking, well, I got a big break between each set. Yeah, you can work in with me. But so I got like whatever, my 60 pounds on there or 90 pounds.
He puts 190 on.
So
it.
yeah, he takes the pin out and puts it so far down that I'm like about to cry. It's like he doubled whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, and his form is just trash because he
And
doesn't
then-
care at all about like back pain.
Well, yeah, but
He's
then
just gonna let
like
the thing lift him.
holding the handles is the way to do it. But then he holds it on like the bar. It's even tougher to do it that way.
Yeah,
Like he can't only show me up in weight, then he has to also show me you
never
know,
seen Chains guy?
this is the way the man does it. And so he's just lifting this 800 pounds back and forth. And then, then to even make it worse, at least this felt like it was worse, but it might be polite. He would then go to his 180 pounds, take it out, and put it back in the 60 that I had it.
That's kind.
And then I'm like,
He should have been.
And then I get on there and
He's
I'm
like, which one was it? He's asking you. You're like, it's the 60.
yeah, it's the
That's
highest
tough.
one. Just take the pin out just so that the one. The one thing.
That seems worse to me than being asked by the poor kids out front for money, as far as things to run into at the gym. Like, I'm never going back to the environment you just described, ever. If I lose my rack and my bench or my space, I'll do body weight or a kettlebell. I'm never going back to that. But if you enjoy it and it doesn't bother you,
Yeah, I don't mind. Just driving to the play. I would love to have a gym.
no, I mean the part you're talking about, that he and I are like,
Oh.
I would kill myself.
Well, I certainly
before
try to go in
Because what do you do like in
busy
the
periods.
minute and a half? Like he's working. Do you watch him? Are you like kind of? Oh no, I'm not gay. Like I look off. when he's- are you like? You know what I'm saying? Do you talk? Is there like little pleasantries?
You should have small talk.
No, we both
that's
had
like
headphones.
That's a 10-minute interaction.
We both had headphones.
What supplements you on, bro?
Like you're real lucky he didn't give you some pointers. Like maybe flatten your back a little bit. And then next thing you know, somebody's filming that, and you're on a Twitter. I saw one this weekend of like, there's good things at the gym too, and it was some fat guy, and someone showing him how to
like
work
that.
out, and everybody's like, heart. That could have been you.
That is-
Right.
That easily could have been you.
I'm the pity case.
Yes.
that They're like,
There's
oh,
some
look at
guy-
this.
Dude, you need
This
to be
old
careful.
F.
The gym is a high meme frequency place, and that's a
That's why you hate it.
place I avoid. Chick-fil-A also
And-
seems to be a action zone.
And then I have a problem with Twitter on Father's Day.
Oh no. The king of bad bits. Twitter on holidays.
And I noticed it first with Mayor Eric Johnson, who was wearing his stupid hat. And it was like I could probably find it. It was a tweet about The thing was, you can't, if you tweet a picture of yourself with your kids, you are then congratulating yourself on Father's Day. If your kid tweets a picture of you or somebody else does and they want to honor you in that way, but when he says becoming a father is the greatest honor I've ever had or something like that, then it's like we're now shifting the attention to you from you.
Yeah.
You're putting it. RG3, I think, retweeted like his wife's tweet about how great of a father he is. Like he retweeted. So if on Twitter I go on Father's
Should
Day
not be allowed
and say,
to vote.
hey, it's great to be a father,
Either of them.
folks, because guess who's a father? That's right, me.
I left it in.
Did you forget that? Did you forget? Yes.
All the way. Yeah, that's weird. I thought about throwing a couple chappy photos I had recently discovered.
Now that would be
DZTV,
great. I would love to see that. And then you're honoring your father.
Right. Yeah, we did run some Father's Day photos last night on DZTV and on our social media clips. They did you super dirty and just put in like a blacked out image of a mystery man. Well,
What are you guys doing?
I thought they should have put 3 of them, but it is technically, for the
So
the
you guys
father.
used. That's why I saw Jake's picture.
Yeah.
Okay, of Chappie.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
my pain in walking home from school
Uphill both ways in the snow.
and find it's true, bro.
Yeah.
It's you don't understand the little Silver Spoon private school that you went to.
I know.
You don't understand what it was like to show up at home
Guy's going
to an empty house,
75 baseball games.
having to watch a
year.
rerun of Chips or something at 3:00. That's what was on my TV every day. And then when Mom would come home, eventually,
So
sober maybe,
right?
and I
Solo,
would finish
maybe.
with my Stouffer's frozen pizza. But okay, that's cool. That's a big joke for all of you guys. That I
Pretending that the
didn't have a
man on the
father.
radio was daddy. What's funny is maybe this is a conversation for another day because it's more of a serious one. But I saw a deal on Father's Day on Twitter. This is something we've talked about in like a group chat with friends before. It seems like me and all my friends who have kids of about the age that Nora's age is, and plus or minus 5 years, like we spend infinitely more time with our children than our dads did. And there was some study that was posted again on Father's Day. It's like 4 times on average, and that tracks. Also, we didn't used to have like the new custody agreements they have. I didn't know anybody who was seeing their dad more than 4 days a month back in the day.
Yeah.
But when we were talking about this a few weeks ago, me and my buddies, Dr. Buddy, I'm going to call him the show doctor because he told us about COVID like a month before COVID. He's like, it's weird. This is happening at the same time that all we hear about is like youth, mental health and anxiety and like suicide and depression or whatever.
Yet we're more active in their lives.
Yeah, and I think like I was reading through a bunch of the replies and it was a bunch of other like medical professionals and psychiatrists and stuff, and because it's easy to look at that and be like, well, then you're not really helping. It's not doing anything. And I think the point is like you're up against way more now as a parent. So even if if Harold's spending 4 times more time with his kid than Doyle spent with Harold, we have like way more stuff to battle and combat, whereas you just had chips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it is helping or not. But I had after I trash talked Father's Day on Friday, my wife booked me a massage. Now I'm paying for it, but if she books it, she can't get mad that I go, which I think is the only gift. The only gift they're giving you is no guilt. Because if I would have booked it on my account, then it's,
But to book it for you,
then I have to go.
like, is that something that you have trouble doing? Is that like, why would she?
I'm telling you why. Because if I book it and I'm like, hey, I was thinking like I cut out.
But what if she just said, hey, it's Father's Day, you do whatever you want? And then if you chose to book?
Because here's what I would have said. You sure? She'd have been like, no, yeah, fine. And I'd have been like, I don't
Okay,
I don't know.
I'll.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If she sends me a link and says, be here at this time, she's still probably pissed, but
Well, she might have been meeting her side piece too.
yeah,
Maybe that was the time he'd be in town.
Gary heads over
Yeah.
when I'm up there. I got a gift. I got a couple gifts. I got some artwork for the office, the mini den, and just like
Which is also sus because you. What if you don't like it? Now I have to put it up because you gave it to me.
I know
Which
I'm getting
Really?
I'm getting superwomaned.
but
But the Superwoman shit paid off though. Everybody who comes over to the den is like cool Superwoman poster.
is it Wonder Woman? Are you talking about?
Oh, Superwoman. Yeah, I'm not the guy. Is there not a Superwoman?
Not in the world. No.
Okay. This is like what was the cereal I mixed up?
Does anybody here think there was a Superwoman?
I did.
You did. Oh, okay.
It was Supergirl.
Supergirl.
Supergirl, not
Okay.
Superwoman.
Yeah, she didn't grow up to be.
She
She
fell-
perished.
She was stolen.
Yeah.
It was kept 1 block away from her home on
Now, was this piece of artwork
super trafficked.
kid involved, or was it just like
One of 'em
I've
is-
bought you something that I think looks
One of them is something they made. One of them is like a really pretty dope artwork depiction of the Enema of the State album, Blink-182's, I guess, first big album.
okay? So she knew.
One
you'd
of them
want
is
that.
the cover of I think season 3 of The Wire.
Is there anything you actually don't want?
No, but I also
wouldn't say
don't know
that,
if I would put. It's like with anything else. If I do this now I have to buy more stuff. It's either going to be 0 or I need to actually have stuff in there. Now I have like 2 things.
Yeah.
So I might have done 0. But the other thing she did, throw it up, Clayton. She bought new Tupperware and threw out all the old Tupperware
wow, look at
and
that.
organized it.
That is a gift.
and right
Yeah.
there, she opened up the drawer right there, and it was just, oh.
That is a great gift.
I know. She
So she knows what speaks to you because my wife doesn't know me well enough.
Right. She
to know
laid down
that
rose
that would
petals.
excite me.
perfume. I closed my eyes, and she walked me over, and she was like, open them up, big boy. And it was just this. And they all match. And it won't look that way. It probably don't look that way now, but
Yeah.
that does a lot for me.
Oh, she wants you to eat microplastics, so you'll die.
You know what? That's interesting. I'm surprised she bought the plastic. We've been mostly
You
moving
must not
away
have
from
seen
that.
Blake's wife's posts on Instagram.
Must have just
You
missed that
ingest
one.
more microplastics every day than you're supposed to. 70%. I don't know.
You eat like the equivalent of a credit card each day.
And nine
saw,
nine plastic spiders is what they recently updated it
I
to.
saw that same tweet.
in your sleep. A couple other quick things. I went to go see How to Train Your Dragon on Saturday night, the live action.
How was it?
It fucking rocks, like all of those movies do. They're fantastic.
Is it the exact same as the
first
animated?
one? It's the exact same as the animated first one.
Okay.
And there is another. They're gonna make all 3 of them.
Because I told you Lilo and Stitch was different, and I didn't like that.
This one's exact same.
Good.
And they're making another one in 2 years because there's 3 cartoon movies. We went to an 8:20, and she stayed up.
Wow.
That's
That's an odd choice.
It was just
By
what
you?
we had. We had birthday parties. We had this. We had that. We had this. We had that. We had to offload the other kid. We took her to dinner. She learned to swim, so this was like the bit there. 2 things. One,
I learned to swim. Just got thrown in,
I know,
screaming.
by a stranger who wasn't your dad,
Right.
Right.
or was he? Is this just kid movies now? The lights were up during the previews.
No, I think
That's normal now.
I think so.
that's normal in all movies.
All the time. It didn't used to be, right?
Then it
They
gets
might
dark.
have dimmed, but they had them on a little bit.
Okay, I thought there was
Because
like
that's how you knew the
the
bitch.
on where they're just doing like AMC ads, and then there was like the trailer lighting. This was like full lights the whole time. And then one other thing from my weekend that I introduced the girl to for about 12 seconds. When's the last time you guys checked in on America's Funniest Home Videos?
long time.
Like the one with the guy from Full House or something?
Yeah, but the legacy continues. I mean, that show was
Still on?
Yeah, because for a while it was, I can't remember his name, but he's a game show haircut. But now it's hosted by Carlton and some lady.
Fresh
And
Prince Carlton?
yeah.
Okay.
And who else would it have been? Like, I'm thinking like, okay, Vanessa Carlton. Maybe I just Carlton Maxwell, the 840 character.
I can't imagine. Yeah, Steve Carlton.
So here's the thing: it's not videos of people like filming a dog, falling or getting hit in the nuts. It's just TikTok videos, like planned ones. Like where a family does a bit, where they like have jump cuts and shit and they like actually cut together and they have like filters on their face. It's not a natural video anymore of like this guy fell into a above ground pool off of a house or something. It's not that anymore.
It's the Rizzler and Baby Gronk.
It's all planned out, pre-produced content. So basically what it is it's like, here's the best of, the lame shit that families do now or whatever. It's not ow my balls anymore.
That's sad.
It is sad.
Yeah.
Like that show was on forever in basically the same format.
It used to be
the
organic.
format was ow my balls.
Yeah.
And it was universal and
Now it's just ridiculousness. That's what took its place.
is that show ow my balls now?
Yeah.
Okay, is it still on? The
Oh, yeah.
Rob Dyrdek show?
Yes. It's got the Impractical Jokers treatment on MTV. It runs all day long.
They still make them.
I don't know if they do or not. They just made 1,000 of them. And maybe they have seasons.
What's your familiarity with Rob Dyrdek?
He didn't date a Kardashian, did he?
Do you know? No, that's Scott Disick. Do you know Big and Rob?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's Rob.
Robin Big.
Okay.
Rob and Big. Big, I believe, is
Passed
passed.
because he was big.
He's gone to fight the Kimbo Slice in the sky. But no, Rob Dyrdek was a skateboarder who hosts that show Ridiculousness. And what I know about him, I think he might have been an alcoholic or an addict of some sort. But we need to do a segment on this, actually. He did the full quantified life. So I think do you know about this? Because you watched that show.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of documentaries.
So
about
he got like software. It's not like Brian Johnson, the boner guy, where he's like not really living a life. The Brian Johnson guy is just living to exist longer. Rob Dyrdek like kind of lives normal. But I don't know how he was logging it, but over the course of a few years, he basically logged what he was doing at every minute of every day. Like, this is my family time. This is how much time I spent reading. This is like his calorie intake. Like everything. And he had like a dashboard and he took it to like the fullest extent possible because he's like neurotic.
I've never heard of this.
Very interesting. And he's just a skateboarder who had a bit show.
This sounds like what you do.
Well, this is what I do if like what I do playing flag football is the NFL.
A movement where individuals use technology to track and analyze various aspects of their daily lives, aiming to gain self-knowledge and improve their overall well-being.
Yeah, I mean, I do a very half-assed.
This often involves
5%.
wearing devices like fitness trackers, as well as apps and other tools to collect data on physical activity, sleep, nutrition, mood, and more. This is you.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you saw his, you would see it's way more advanced than mine. I love what Whoop gives me, but, Brunig may be closer to this than I am.
Okay.
Anyways, America's Funniest Home Videos is dead. That's my weekend check.
Well, I asked for a Monday if we could shift our work week. At the encouragement of Jake, who said a couple months ago we should be able to do this.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know that you asked. I just saw it on the calendar, but go on.
And I took this opportunity to go see Lindsey Sterling at Red Rocks.
Fuck yes!
Where?
Red Rocks. Look at the photo, baby.
Look on your
He went to the
display.
Mecca. Arguably America's finest concert venue right there in the mountains, the Rocky Mountains of Colorado.
You were in Colorado yesterday?
I was.
This is incredible.
So,
So good. I'm so
By
proud of you, bro.
yourself?
So
Was this
proud
like a Father's Day thing? Like,
no, she added this show in April, I think. And she was going to play at Red Rocks with the Colorado Symphony.
Oh,
And I thought,
oh.
Man.
I've got to go. And so back in April, I asked you guys if it was cool if we shift our week around. And Monday afternoon, I took a flight to Denver, met up with a buddy of mine out there. And
Ballin'.
he and I had a bro date, and we saw Lindsey Sterling play with the Colorado Symphony at Red Rocks Amphitheater
When'd you get back?
this morning.
Hell yeah. Time change and all? What
Yeah.
time did you leave Denver time?
6:30.
All right.
Turn
So-
your tracker off though.
No.
Oh, Dan just didn't look.
Man could have.
I didn't look. I
Okay.
didn't.
He
follow
replaced
this
you for
week.
Brandon Aubrey in his
That's-
tracker. So.
Yeah.
Fine. So I went
makes
to
me
go
so
see
happy.
her last fall in Grand Prairie. I loved it. I loved her most recent album. Thought it'd be awesome to see her with the symphony. It reminded me, you went to go see Young Jeezy, right?
In Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah, with the symphony.
That's probably a cooler thing to do with the symphony than what I did.
Dude, I don't know. The lady plays a violin. That's
No, she fit in.
extremely cool.
She fit in really well. And
Did they do like the Halo theme and all that stuff you love?
yeah,
Oh, man.
and I wasn't the only one loving it.
Slight tear?
No,
That's an emotional venue right there.
yeah. So just reset just a tiny bit.
Gummy?
No, I
No
was just,
Colorado gummies.
I was just worried about having to wake up early, get on a plane, work today. I kind of chickened out.
You don't know about early bird then, bro.
So, Lindsay Sterling, an electric violinist, I discovered her a decade ago. She's been my like reading and working music for the past decade. And what's funny is I can't really tell you any names of her songs because I just hear them in the background. And I also realized that I never listened to them above a certain hearing level. Like I've never listened to any of her songs.
That's volume.
Yeah, at a high volume. That would probably be a better word. Jet lag, you know?
That's
And
so
so I grabbed afternoon plane yesterday.
cool. Shout out to the Bosa fan in the back there.
Yeah,
rocking
that
his
was weird.
alternate black Joey Bosa jersey.
That was weird. So I was flying by myself, and I've got TSA pre-check,
Oh.
and I will push the boundaries of when you're supposed to arrive to catch a plane. My flight left at 1:50. I arrived at the airport at 1:13.
Wow.
I was at the gate by 1:27.
That's impressive. Yeah, sure. Let's give it up. Folks.
What?
That's
Would
that.
they even let you on the plane? Barely, right?
I knew I was boarding in the B group, so I knew I could be 5 to 10 minutes after boarding time, and so it was perfect. Just never broke stride.
You know what? This is like he's established the run guy who has one flea flicker in the offense. He's like, I'll get crazy once. Because established the run guy should be there 4 hours early.
Mhm.
That's where he doesn't fit that.
Yeah, this is his one straight up deviation.
Sometimes you're in the play action on 3rd and goal, and
Right.
you throw it
He
to
likes
your
the time.
linebacker. Yeah,
Likes-
sometimes. you do
That's
that.
awesome.
So-
This is the sort of thing that I want Blake to do. This is it.
So this was a bucket list thing for me. I'd always obviously heard about Red Rocks, so I always wanted to see it. This was the perfect. I don't know who I'd want to go see other than her. It's like 30 minutes outside of downtown.
But you met a buddy.
Yeah,
Because I was going to say, this is the second time you've actually gone to see her alone before.
yeah, I
here in
went
town.
by myself in Grand Prairie, but this one I needed a little bit of help. Didn't know where I was going. Needed a place to crash, and I enjoyed having somebody there with me. And
Speaking of that, if anybody reaches out to us, we're going to Denver. Is Red Rocks in Denver?
yeah,
30 minutes.
about 30 minutes.
Okay, we're
outside.
going to Denver for the Cowboys weekend. We're looking for a place to broadcast, places to stay, all that.
Maybe Red Rocks.
So have you guys been?
Broadcast
I've not.
from
I've
Red
always
Rocks?
wanted to, but
Really?
never worked out.
So obviously it's just like up in this tiny little mountain town. It's not even, way up there. But because of that, there's not just giant places to park. And so on these like winding trails up, you've got to park along the trails and you've got to hike.
You
your
been,
ass up
Doyle?
there.
Yeah.
Bunch times?
No, just once.
Who'd you see?
John Tesh.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
John Tesh.
Bring that place down with Round Ball Rock.
Yeah, it was a great show.
That
that not
seems
John
really
Tesh?
weird.
What a venue, man. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
it sounds great.
Are you not real familiar with this, Dan?
With John Tesh?
No, with
or
Red
Rocks.
Rocks.
No,
Okay.
Red Rocks is legendary.
Okay, I just didn't know when he showed the photo, but yeah.
Is it kind of like what's that place in Santa Barbara? It's
the
really
Hollywood
popular.
Bowl? Or
Is that
the yeah, right? The one at
That
Training
sounds
Camp?
right, yeah.
Yeah.
that I went to.
Santa Barbara Bowl, Hollywood Bowl. Yeah.
Oh, it's way better.
No, yeah.
Red
I mean,
Rocks is way better.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah.
it's natural, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
carved
it's a
into
natural amphitheater and a mountain cap. Big high walls.
the. Yeah. I don't know if we have anything like it.
No,
Anything else?
And in the visitor center, I read a little bit about the history of it. And first concert there was in like 1910, and it really was just people that were traveling around and said the acoustics are really good here. And then during the Depression, that's when they built it into what it is now, and
That's awesome.
it's perfect. And especially, I didn't know, obviously never seen a concert there before. That style of music fit really well there. And I don't know why. Maybe hardcore rock is just the same, but that symphony, like echoing off the big rock to your left was amazing. But dude, it is a hike getting up there. Obviously altitude, not used to it, but I mean, you're walking a long, long way up. As soon as you get to the top, then you've got even more stairs to get into the entrance. Then you've got more stairs to get to your seat. I think Dan would like it because Red Rocks is the concert for steps.
Do you ever seen the workout videos? Have any of y'all seen
No.
those? You have? Dude, there's guys. Put your photo back up there. There's dudes, because that's there when there's no concert going on. And there's nobody to keep people out, really. So you'll have dudes.
So it's not like a stadium or something.
No.
You can't lock.
I don't think. I mean, I see people just in there, like, during the week. So you see those stairs and where that stage is down there. This is not the greatest shot ever, but you can look up a photo of Red Rock. There are people that will, like, run those stairs. And, like, run them doing, like, flips. And will just handspring all the way down. Crazy shirtless mountain man.
What's your count?
I think I ended at like 13,000 or something.
Okay.
But
It's a
just
solid day.
yeah. And yeah, it's you want to go get a drink, you got to walk up to the concourse. You want to go to the restroom, you got to walk down the steps into the visitor center. It's just like it was just nonstop.
That's the trade-off.
Yeah. And so this place was packed. The buddy I went with has been to Red Rocks 30 times. He said he's never seen a crowd like that. And there's a video in there, Clayton, if you want to fire it. But it was to the point where I didn't have a seat.
That's the very back of the venue.
Yeah, and so it's all general admission past like row 40. And as you can see, everyone is scrunched in there, and there's an usher there trying to get people to squeeze in so more people can sit down.
I think I would rather have the very back if I weren't going to be close, because your view right there is insane.
I was fine with it. And I had a trash can to lean on, and there were trees behind me. I didn't have anyone around me to... It was nice to have something to lean on.
This is an odd positive note in the story.
Listen, I wasn't going to have my night ruined.
I had a trash can.
I had a trash can.
Okay. That's good.
Let's see.
Did your buddy that you contacted think you're gay and stuff? Like, why do you want to?
No, he was somewhat familiar of her.
I'm going to fly out here to see a violinist.
No, I mean, I paid for his ticket. He was fine.
Okay.
He had a good time. Showed me around. But it was a very different show this time around because, her show last year on our tour, she's got constant outfit changes. She's like tight roping across the stage. It was insane. But the symphony, she was very buttoned down, very tame show. But it was cool. I mean, it was. I was fairly certain I saw a mail order bride next to me, which was interesting. The guy was a Colorado 4.
Okay, that's
She
interesting.
was pretty attractive.
So
She's attractive Asian.
Asian, yeah.
So
You never really
Sir.
think of any other nationality but mail order bride, right? Maybe Russian, but
I was
you would
gonna say
never
Eastern
like
Europe with like a small word.
you would hear about that, but you never in the wild would see two people and say that's a mail order bride unless she's Asian.
I've seen.
That's my theory.
I've seen a European one recently. I told you guys about it at World Springs. She was like, kind of had the I was gonna say the vibes of like Baby Billy's housekeeper, but no, she was just a hot older Swede, and he was like a little pudgy, fat American. Now, what I'm interested in is a Colorado 4 male hotter or less hot than a Texas man 4?
He would probably be like a Texas 5 or 6, a Colorado 4,
Okay,
because
they're a little
everyone there is fit.
Fit, right? Sure.
He was kind of pudgy, kind of doughy. She was very attractive, but they were passing the phone back and forth with Google Translate up.
Yo,
Back to Jake's thing from the other day.
fresh off the boat.
You said
His-
I'll never have to learn another language.
Yeah.
His lock screen was the two of them together. Hers was just her. So, pretty good idea that there was something going on there.
That's
so
fantastic.
I told you at the show here, I could tell I was going to a show with Lindsey Sterling fans. I could just tell.
yeah. Same at the Jeezy show. I mean, it's where you are.
I thought it was basically the female equivalent of Lizard Guy.
Now we're talking. Yeah, there's
That's
something
who's into
here.
electric violin.
Yep.
The girl that works at the pet store,
Yep.
listens to Lindsay Sterling.
Probably hasn't outgrown Hello Kitty.
No,
Ooh.
saw a lot of that.
Man.
But there it was just like they just look like people from Colorado.
Yeah.
So dudes
Lot of Subarus, folks.
all know her from video games.
Yeah,
Or the Lions game.
Girls know her from
from Instagram or
Yeah.
I think she was on Dancing with the Stars.
She might have been on a talent show, too, at some point, no?
Yeah, America's Got Talent, I think.
And ladies do love that. Oh, my God.
Okay, so let me get to that.
Dude.
Let me get to that.
What are you getting to?
I'm getting to this is right now. This is a lady who's like, but I voted for the email lady.
Well, I'm listening.
I know. I can be excited.
So on your screen, you see a woman with her eyes closed
Yeah, on the screen at Red Rocks.
at the venue.
Yeah, she is. They've focused in on her mid
The
song.
Jumbotron.
So I feel like if therapy had a genre of music, it would be this.
Without a doubt.
And I say this because Lindsay Sterling's very emotionally connected to her songs. Between each song, she would explain to you, this is what I was thinking during my writing process. This is what this means to me. There was a lot of manifesting. There was a lot of envisioning. And there was a lot of purpose.
Lindsay Sterling, moves with intentionality.
Yes, for sure. So at one point she said, I wrote this song to signify the first bud of hope when you're stuck in the mud in life. Or I wrote this because it signifies the phases of the moon because we all go through phases in life.
They do.
Yeah. So before one of her songs, she asked the audience to close their eyes and manifest like where you would like life to take you. Okay? So people start doing it. And it was at first when she said that, I was like, yeah, okay. Not me. I'm sorry, Lindsay, I love you. But more people did it than I thought. And they would, of course, show the people on the screen that were doing it. They look terribly lame. And it just took me back to youth group.
No, I was going to say, this is the feeling you get when you feel like you're cool in church because you don't pray. And you get to look at everyone else whenever they have their eyes closed, and you're like, "Yeah, what fools! I'm smart." Except there's like 30,000 people there.
Yeah, and so it brought me back to a little bit of advice I had, because if you were a heathen like me, I didn't close my eyes either. I was just looking around, seeing whose eyes are open. And if you found a girl with her eyes open, that meant she was DTF.
Okay, yeah, that's a good call. You're good at this.
She's in attendance, cares somewhat, but she's not fully bought in. Meaning she might
be the one to you.
Might
for
get
you.
down.
Yeah, I think what you're really looking for in the female side of things when you show up to an environment like that is you want to find one that you can be like, I think this is kind of lame too. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I also kind of like it. That way you feel like you're both above it together. But that lady that was on the screen right there, I haven't seen a picture like that since Trump won in 2016.
Yeah, she was fully bought in.
Like, that is the most granola soccer fan white woman I've seen in a long time, and she looks distraught.
And all she was doing is manifesting that her kids would love her.
Right,
nice
that
to
somebody
her.
appreciates her.
Yeah, something
simple.
So it was a cool show. It wasn't an A+ because I thought she kind of catered to the symphony. She played a lot of her old stuff and covers. She did a cover of Fan of the Opera, which was really cool. But I was a big fan of her Duality album, which she only played a couple hits from.
What's going on? What's going on?
So, and not a lot of optics with it. The symphony did their thing, but it was a very still show. But it was very nice. The acoustics were really cool. So back to his apartment at 11 p.m., up at 5, caught a plane, got some breakfast, and now I'm here ready to go. But there's Lindsay Sterling from Red Rocks.
Respect, man. I'm happy for you. This is the Blake I want.
That was awesome. Great story, bro.
Thanks, man.
Can't believe he did that. He just took a flight.
I love it.
This guy. Hey, let's mention Lucy real quick. That is the nicotine pouches
Yeah.
that we hardly endorse. This is, I think, what Clayton has every day for lunch.
You fellas, you guys want a breaker?
What's a breaker?
It's a Lucy nicotine pouch. It's got a little flavor breaker in it.
Lucy.co/dumbzone. Promo code dumbzone gets you 20% off your first order.
And free shipping. These
Oh.
are, of course, always tobacco free. These are a better pouch. I've tried the other ones. I've tried the more mass-produced ones. These are better. They're also harder to get. That's why you got to go to lucy.co/dumbzone. You'll get your 20% off. You'll get free shipping, but it is worth it. I actually last month just set it to subscribe. So they send me a few packs a month. Get the discount locked in there, which is lucy.co/dumbzone. 20% off and free shipping.
And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Hey, Jay. Throw me
Yes,
those
Doyle.
breakers, man.
Yes, Doyle. Here you go, bud.
Thanks, man.
Are you a nicotine pouch guy?
I've never had one before.
Oh, really?
No. But since I'm a smoker and, hey, we got to be here for 3 hours or whatever it is.
You're gonna need a couple of those.
You
A
might
couple-
need you might need someone to help you open it.
Maybe. Oh, here we go.
Whatever else is in there, don't show on camera.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
There might be a candy or two in there. I don't
Keeping
know.
our own stuff in there.
I don't know.
got a tray, man?
So it also has a
Whatever this
cool
would
little
fit.
holder for stuff.
It's a pallet. It's a there may not
Yeah.
be anything in there. I actually don't know. He's
It's like a
Oh, would you give me an empty box?
no, dude. Hey, will you help him out?
Hey, so
Yeah, help me out.
speaking of cool venues,
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we need a new venue for the DZGSE Q2.
Oh.
So Blake sent us something yesterday that indicates
No spit. Those are
Okay.
good. Yeah.
the local shacks at Austin Ranch, where we had quite a great evening, and it was just packed. There's like 500 plus people there. They sold out of Lone Star beer. It was we had bands, we had fun. We all, like, the second it ended, said, "I can't wait till next year's. Let's do it here again."
including Jerry.
Jerry,
who was running things that night.
the owner, or what I'm discovering, one of the owners,
Sure.
because there was an Instagram post yesterday where someone named Brian put out the message that I've officially sold the local in the colony. So anyway, they're like, the local was a good weather venue at heart that made consistency tough, blah, blah, blah.
It's true for places like that. You know,
He also owns Bottle Rockets, Ringo's Pub, Scruffy Duffy's, and the Saintsbury Tavern. But the local is closed. Well, he says he sold it. I don't know what that means. Like, will it stay open? Would we have looked into buying it? Like, that seems like such a cool location, man. We put our
I don't know that we would looked into buying.
put our
it,
Game
but
Day Men's Health Studios right there.
I think we can figure something out. Places we've known Jerry to be affiliated with for a long time. So these places,
As Blake
unfortunately,
said,
come and go. But I have always wondered, how does the venue like that make it year round? Kind of how I feel as we're seeing about some of the places around the AAC. Is how are you making your nut? Like,
yeah, but why would you close it? It feels like now is when they would start to have people there.
Well, maybe now they're about to have some operating costs to get through the summer to make that money, and they're like, you know what, this is not even worth it. I don't know. As you have learned one day a week, I don't know anything about business, but
Well,
it's a tough one.
Blake pointed out
It's not a great look for us that we killed a venue, if that's what we're.
Well, we were on The Freak,
Yeah,
the radio station in Dallas.
yeah.
The Eagle changed to The Freak, and then that ran for a couple years. We were on it as guests, both of us on different shows, and the next day they shut down.
Yeah. That's happened to me a couple
And was
times.
this last Saturday, or was it 2 Saturdays ago?
They made it a week.
Yeah.
They made it 1 week.
They made
They
it a
shut it down
week. Yeah.
right after our big event. And it was... Anyway.
Do you ever work at the Eagle?
No.
That's-
Dude,
Where have you worked?
doing
What?
commercials.
Well, you probably could have kept that in.
Yeah, well,
Okay, you're a pro though. I don't do it.
I worked at KLIF.
In the heyday of the Cliff
No,
or later? Okay.
no, after they flipped to classic country.
Wait, what are you saying? What year are we talking here?
80.
Oh, okay.
The heyday of Cliff would be the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
60s.
Around
60s and 70s.
I just knew it was before I got there.
Yeah.
They were news talk and
But
very lowly.
I've still got that air check that says 1190 KLIF Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah. So there, Q102, worked for all the Clear Channel stations. I was on the air at 92.5.
What would you do there?
CPS. I did a voice track overnight show.
Okay.
But I was the commercial production director for Clear Channel, the cluster.
What does voice track overnight mean? You just record what?
Record the breaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if
And I'm not there.
something came down? What if something broke?
Well,
We need you there.
I guess it just stayed broken until the engineer fixed it.
No, I'll tell you,
No.
you call Rich Phillips.
So you were working in the 80s.
Overnight board off.
In radio.
Well, I started in the 70s.
Okay, so this is like the WKRP era,
Yeah.
pretty much. But anytime I talk to somebody from that era, they're like, oh, yeah, man.
Different time.
Kind of like SNL.
Yeah.
You read about SNL, they're like, oh, yeah, they were doing cocaine. They were all, like, was that a thing? Like, you've ever seen cocaine at a radio station?
Are you kidding me?
Is that
Yeah, I think
obvious?
that was
Like,
pretty normal.
We'd line up rails on the on the control console.
Really?
Yeah.
at the station.
So
Yeah.
one time they gave me a $10 gift card to Bueno. That was about as hard as we partied at the station. I don't know that we had Coke out.
There was a doorstop that converted into a bong.
I guess it makes sense. Like, if you watch Mad Men, people had like a bottle of liquor in their drawer.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure a lot of that.
But if the
over-
50s and whatever the 60s was, if that's your kind of drug of choice, but now we graduate and now all of a sudden society's drug is like cocaine, well, we're going to do that at work now.
Right, and that
we're
one
just
makes a
doing whatever
lot
we
more
do.
sense.
What, cocaine?
At work?
Because it kind
Yeah.
of helps you work.
I mean, when
more.
you watch
It's
Mad
not a
Men and they're like,
depressant.
they've got like little, what are they called, snifters or whatever of brown in the morning. I'm like, there's no way you're finishing the day. And then in the afternoon, Don's out there like making a playhouse.
Yeah.
But you work weird hours. Coke probably pretty good for you there.
Right. That's the SNL all night,
Yeah.
whatever sessions. Yeah.
If you have enough.
If you right,
It seems
'cause
that
you
seems to be
could
like a
run out.
continuous problem with that drug.
You have as much as you have until you run out, right?
Right.
You're never like, you know what? I've had enough Coke.
No.
I think I'll just put this aside now. Just throw it in my
That
pocket.
will be enough cocaine for one day, sir.
That never happens. You've only had enough when it's gone.
Anyway, so shout out to the local shacks at Austin Ranch.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just learned how to say their name effectively. But yeah, good times. One of the best nights of my life.
Okay. So speaking of Doyle King, who we understand has now done coke at work before.
That's really not news.
All right. Well,
News to him. He's not
Okay.
familiar.
Yeah, right
remember.
on.
But yeah,
well, he was talking about how I wouldn't know some things at the ticket that were common knowledge. Even did we ever see each other?
I don't think so.
Like-
I mean, maybe
What-
in passing.
What was your bit at the ticket? Like,
Part-time fill-in traffic guy.
okay, so traffic, just reading the traffic. You would just come in studio and do.
he
Whatever.
would do the split shift. He would do the AM
Yeah.
PM and like just like Alexis did.
Mm-hmm.
But I would see him in the afternoon every day. So
Okay.
you guys are usually gone, but you did know Alexis. That's weird.
That
Wonder
is
what's
weird.
You guys got to know her pretty well.
Yeah.
Had her on a lot.
Well, she was
But Doyle,
crushing small rodents with her high
that
heels.
was that side road here, top 5 bad radio like theme for me. That really got me into the show. When you guys were obsessed with Crush films and you had Bob talking about the idea that there was a type of kink that was just women wearing heels crushing squirrels.
Yeah.
And you were trying to get Alexis to do it. I was like, this is my show.
We almost got her to do it. Anyway, I got an email from Brandon who says, "Dear Shucker of the Oyster Ditch,
Yeah.
my dad grew up in Coppell, was a few years older than Doyle King, and one of my favorite stories he tells about growing up there involves Doyle and the Barney Fife deputy they had. Supposedly back in high school, Doyle wanted to buy weed at some point. Some of the guys told him they could get some from him. They sold him oregano or something before school one day and told him to leave it in the glove box. Are you aware of this story at all?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So you finish it then. So you wanted weed. You're a high school kid.
Yeah.
This is at Coppell?
Yeah.
Boy, that
Yeah.
right there, Dan, was a field.
All right.
It was all just a field back then?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, when we moved to Coppell, it was in the late 60s, and there were 995 people in the town. I graduated out of a high school class of 21.
Do you wish that you had bought some land out there?
I wish
Can you
I had,
imagine?
I wish I had kept the land that my mom had.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I can.
So high school Doyle
Yeah.
So
in the 70s?
it was, I probably shouldn't say their name. It was these brothers, and they sold me milkweed. Well,
Milkweed.
as soon as I
What is that?
Oh, it's just
I think
chopped up crap.
Okay, it's
You know,
not
It's green.
it's not pot.
Look at no.
So it was kind of oregano or something that looks like pot.
So I figured it out real quick. Well, they sold it to me. I'll sell it to somebody.
sure.
So I'm going to meet them.
Hustlers mentality.
Well, they were narcs, and they told the cops. So the cops go all through my car, and I had it in an air conditioning vent underneath, but they found it and took me to jail. But since it wasn't weed, they had to let me go,
yeah.
and that's kind of that. I got stopped by the Coppell cops again on my way to work, and guys are going to give me a ticket or something, but he's pulled me over, and the infraction happened in Irving. So I'm on 114 coming out of Coppell in Irving, and this guy opens the car door and looks down there on the rail where the door closes and found some seeds.
Oh.
And he said, "You know what these are, boy? These are the seeds from the joint of a marijuana." By God. Well, he called the Irving cops because I was in Irving. And they weren't pot seeds. They were Johnson grass seeds. If I'd closed my door on, some Johnson grass, they got stuck there. Anyway, the Irving cop came, and he looked at Coppell and went, "You can't bust him for this?"
So you've been profiled basically before. People look
Oh,
at you and
my
assume
God,
this
man.
man has drugs.
Whenever I went out driving on the streets of Coppell, if I passed a cop or got anywhere around one, I was stopped. Every time.
You ever done real time?
Nah, just overnight.
Just overnight.
Yeah. Overnight here, overnight there. Never more than one night.
For what?
This is probably what, PI.
DUI, yeah.
Oh,
No DUI.
That's
Public intox.
Like where? Like what's the scene?
Irving.
Just mouthing off to a cop or something?
No, I was 17, and I was playing Mike Man for a jukebox at a strip joint down on Harry Hines
hell yeah.
called the Bamboo Room. So the strippers would, feed the jukebox quarters, and I would talk between the songs on a microphone, a desk mic, and they would give me drinks.
So you're the welcome to the main stage guy.
Yes. And now on the main stage, it's Tasha.
I'm bricked up
Get
already.
your hands out of your pockets, but quit playing pocket pool.
And you're in high school?
Yeah.
And you got that gig?
Well, it wasn't a gig. They were just giving me drinks. They just let me
That's
hang
gig.
out.
Still, that must
Just let
be
me
great.
hang out. I mean, yeah, it was pretty cool.
As a high school, yeah.
So in the afternoon, they had a stripper that lived over in Fort Worth, and they needed more talent that night. And so they asked me if I'd drive over there and get her. And here's gas money. So I go and get her, and I'm hanging out. And she's left some stuff in the car, and it's after the club. And I've been drinking all day, and I've been drinking all night. And I mean, drinking. I was gone. And
Pre-cocaine.
she left, and I followed her because I got her bag of clothes and stuff in the car. They pulled off somewhere in Irving, and then I lost them, and then I felt sick. So I pulled over, stopped, took the keys out of the car, put them in my pocket, walked over by the bridge. I'm puking. Up drive the Irving cops. Well, they can't get me for DUI because I'm not driving. So I go to Irving jail. They throw me in a slammer. 17. Maybe I was 18 then. Could have been.
Drinking age was 18 back then?
Oh, I guess it was.
Yeah.
So I guess I was 17 because I was too young. Anyway, they put me on the top bunk. Guy said, guy on the bottom bunk said, "No, you get up there." So I get up on the top and I'm just puking over the side. Oh, yeah. So the guy on the bottom bunk, he said, "Hey, son, you come down here."
That's wrong.
So I got on the bottom. They take me in front of the judge the next day. I have to leave because I'm getting sick. So I had to walk out in front of the judge. And eventually my mom came and bailed me out. But I called all my friends. Nobody'd help me.
That's sad. That's because you're trying to sell them oregano.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weed.
Yeah. That wasn't very cool. So back then, hitchhiking was a thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did you hitchhike a lot?
I ran away from home once. And I hitchhiked.
But no,
Before
yeah,
that?
like through your
Before that
through your
era?
20s.
Oh, yeah. I was, I don't know, 14 maybe.
And
Like for an extended period of time or the normal afternoon?
Mike Reiner would tell us there was a phrase, like it rhymed and everything, on how you would get a ride.
Really?
Ass.
Ass, grass, or
Oh,
grass.
yeah.
That exists?
If you were the
Was
driver.
that kind of a coffee,
if you were
tea, or
the
me?
driver, yeah. I ended up in Oklahoma at some flop house, spent the night, and went, "Well, this is bullshit. I need to go back home."
I need a dictionary. Flophouse. What is the?
Yeah, it's like a crash pad. Like just think Jesse's house on Breaking Bad.
Okay.
They exist.
The crack house of the 70s?
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not maybe necessarily selling dope there, but there's 20
70?
people that-
Like what year did you graduate high school?
74.
Okay.
So this
Damn.
would have been
If I could
So
change
back then, I
lives,
know-
that would be the era that I would pick. I think.
69, 70. Hey, those 70s were great.
You think it was wild?
I just think, yeah, if I look at history, if you could say graduating high school in like 74 to 76, I think that's prime time.
Unkempt?
Yeah.
Certainly there was no people using their beard trimmers to trim their
Shit was
nether
cheap.
regions. Huh?
Cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, that's like a 3 strikes. Didn't they throw some people in prison for life?
That's true.
For
Oh,
getting caught
if
with
you
pot?
got busted, yeah, it was bad. Bad.
That's true.
Yet you didn't seem that worried about it. You're 17. You're an idiot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
not
never,
really
stuff
worried.
like that never happened again as he got older and matured.
The guy's email regarding the oregano, he says he thought it was real funny because back then, that particular deputy, they would just make fun of this guy because they arrested you for oregano. And
I
like,
think
that was
I think he may be embellishing a little bit there, but
okay.
yeah, it was funny. The Coppell Police Department was
Mayberry?
Oh yeah, we got to do Henry's bits.
oh
Kinda
yeah,
that?
yeah, it was pretty back school. They weren't real smart. As a matter of fact, we called one of the guys Sneaky Dick Tracy because
Small town
he
is
would-
bad.
he would drive around and we'd all hang out either at the water tower or downtown, and he'd turn the lights off on the squad car and try to sneak up on people.
A different time, Dan. A different time. So what do you want to do? You want to take a break or you want to hit some sports or what's your next play? That's the sports team right there, baby.
The wonderful world of sports. Radio Sports Scoreboard.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
This is brought to us by fairlease.org, where maybe Clayton needs to go there.
He might.
Maybe you need to go there. Maybe you have a commercial vehicles you want to buy for your business, or lease for your business. That is what Travis over at Community Mechanical did. Got a couple. He's going to get another one before the end of the year. Says their deals are unbelievable. In fact, they were actually so good that they're talking about having them. They're going to buy their leases out from another leasing company. That's how good they are at fairlease.org.
Seems fair. Fairlease is also Texas proud. They are Texas-owned and Texas-strong because they are part of the Credit Union of Texas. So choose Fair Lease, choose Texas, go to fairlease.org, click Request a Quote, and then select the Dumb Zone on the How Did You Hear About Us page. Thank you, Fair Lease. It's fairlease.org. My NBA segment is not really an NBA segment at all, but somebody emailed and they were upset that we have not covered Alex Caruso's Kempspin case. And I'm not sure if it plays or not, so I'm going to give it to you guys. Do you recall Alex Caruso having an arrest? First of all, what do you know about Alex Caruso? Oklahoma City Thunder guard, bald Caucasian guard.
Nothing.
He went to A&M. His dad was like the assistant AD, so he grew up like a ball boy. He's an Aggie.
All right.
Through and through. And I'm trying to let me pull up what year this was, but after the season ended, I think it was when they won the title in the bubble maybe, but he made a beeline for College Station and was like partying with ladies. Got popped for weed, which as a listener points out, is basically, it's the same thing that happened to Brittany Griner, but people are like, well, why didn't she knew the rules. That's against the rules there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the consequences are different, but you're in College Station. They do not play around with weed. Anybody who grew up here knows there's a difference between being in like Austin or that part. Yeah, it's a no-go. And he got arrested. Now, he was like 27. So where do we fall on the NBA player who at 27 years old, when they win a title, goes right back to the sorority house? Is that weird? Now, it's not Josh Giddey.
What do you mean?
Well, like, I would imagine by 27.
He was 27 when he got busted with the weed?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was an
okay.
NBA champion.
Oh.
And that summer went back. It was around that time. I know that it was because he was an old player. He played 4 years at A&M. Yeah, he got arrested in 2021, which is the summer they won the title. So what I'm saying is, do you think it's weird? We've talked before about like, all right, there's a hot senior in your freshman girl in your high school, but she's dating a guy who's like a freshman in college. Weird. Where does this run out? You're a 27-year-old millionaire. You play for the Lakers, and you're like, I got to get to Blinn right away. There's 19-year-old Blinn pussy waiting for me. Like, you're not going to.
Yeah, we're going to need to see the girl to really evaluate this, right?
Well, it's not a girl. It's just they said he was like going down there to party, and you're
just a party.
I doubt you're going down there to hang with your boys. You know why? Because they're 28. They don't live in College Station anymore.
Yeah, it's odd. But his dad was still there, so he's going to visit his family, and while visiting his family, I'm trying to give him a little break here.
Maybe there is the hometown thing. But there was, I don't know, I found some notes that he was like going home and partying. Found weed on his grinder.
Well, you will find that.
Yeah, it's kind of the only
Like, why would
I
you
just
have
thought
a
it was
grinder?
funny. It was
You're allowed to buy a grinder, but you're not allowed to have weed with it. Right?
That'd be a funny bit to like have your family over for a holiday meal and you're just cooking just with a massive like grinder with a big
skull on it or something. They showed the player intros in the NBA Finals finally.
Yeah.
You know that was a big controversy?
That along with the court logos?
Or somewhat of a controversy. Yeah. And I do agree with it in a sense, and maybe that's being an old. You want some of the pageantry. You want the NBA Finals to look better
right
than a Thursday game in November or whatever. And ESPN has, notoriously just had a horrible basketball product just because they overdo commercials, I think.
They overdo
as far
everything.
As the studio show, the pregame show, the halftime show. Yeah, they do overdo everything.
They overdo everything.
They also get like 7 people to be on those shows and then don't give them any time to talk or develop any chemistry or anything like that.
It's a bad product. I think, like I said, Doris has regressed. Breen is like the best thing they have, and he's kind of average.
Yeah, it's too bad.
While saying that, though, like my one impression from Friday night and last night, the Luka thing is horrible, and it's going to scar me forever, and it makes me feel a little bit icky about the NBA. The NBA is awesome right now. The fact that it's not just one team can win at the start of the year, two teams, like as you've pointed out, like the player empowerment parity, there's great basketball. Like this series has been incredible. Friday night was amazing. Indiana should have won that game. They're going to be kicking themselves until they win a title, which maybe never.
Yeah. Right after that game, people were saying that might have been the championship right there.
The change with about a minute left in the third quarter into, last night is a remarkable. It's not momentum.
But the pressure on Oklahoma City to have to win 3 straight, all that would have been.
It was so close.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And it was well played. And they got stars and they kind of talk trash. And I don't know. I don't know what people generally think of the NBA. Like people are like, the ratings are down. And I don't work in like TV sales, so I don't care. It's just fun. I think it's a good league.
When you talk we have talked many times, player empowerment has really done this for the NBA. But look across all sports. And we should go back and look at articles that were written. You guys will remember this for sure. Having lived in the pre-free agency era, that was the big thing, is free agency is going to ruin sports.
Well, yeah.
That will ruin things. We're trying to keep things competitive. We're trying to, the NFL's goal was parity, not making something funny over something that was serious. That's a parody song. The parody with the T would be, they wanted everybody to be equal. So that's why the worst team got the top draft pick and all this kind of stuff. And they said if free agency starts, that will ruin everything because just the rich teams will be able to buy up all the players. And it turns out that free agency was the perfect thing for parity. And maybe more so, or maybe it's in combination, is the cap.
Yeah.
Because it does make you have to, even things out. And right now, people are saying the NBA cap is as close to a hard cap as you can get in sports.
Without having one? Yeah.
Yeah. Because of all these rules and the double apron and all this kind of stuff. In fact, there's probably, is there a good argument that the Mavs were worried about that if they have to pay Anthony Davis the same amount as Luka?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
That is a thing in sports. Like Boston's wondering, can we keep all these guys or we can't? Yeah, that's interesting. I think an interesting story is the fact that Jenny Bouchek, is it Bouchek?
I've always said Bouchek, but I could be wrong.
So you see her on the bench with the Pacers.
Yeah.
Was she a Mavs coach too?
Oh, yeah, for a few years. She went to Virginia, where Carlisle went, so they've known each other a long time. I think I've interviewed her. I've definitely seen her at practice.
And she's like the Pacers defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And the Pacers, even if they only win 2 games here, they've done more than anybody thought that they could do.
And they could score the piss out of the ball last year. The defense this year I didn't know she was a defensive coordinator, but I do know the story around their team is that their defense got way, way better.
So in any other or whatever, if she was a dude, people are talking about her for that Knicks job.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't considered that because, Becky Hammon was all the rage for a minute.
Right, and I thought she might have had a chance to be the first ever, kind of like Ma Ferguson, in the sense that if Popovich steps down and says, I deem Becky Hammon as my successor, that probably would have happened.
Yeah. That's interesting because, the Mavericks assistants are getting interviews. Like Sean Sweeney got one. There's been others. Greg St. Jean left, right? He got hired, not as a head coach, but got an elevated coordinator job, I think. I don't know. I've never considered it. It seems like in the NBA we don't press it that much. You don't really hear about it.
Do you think it'll ever happen?
I hear about it in any sport. Head coach?
I feel like it will if it happens anywhere, it'll be the NBA first.
Yeah.
Just because there are women's clearly, the WNBA is nowhere near the NBA or really even like a good high school league as far as the players are concerned. But the fame of them, like I feel like it has to be somebody like a Nancy Lieberman who has maybe a Caitlin Clark, somebody with a big name value and skins, and then they go into coaching, and maybe now they also need a thing like a relationship with a Carlisle or a Popovich. Like I think it's going to happen. I mean, the first black head coach was the NBA, and it was only because it was Bill Russell, and he was already like the team captain, well known, and then Red Auerbach, was there and knew that Bill Russell could be.
He knew he was not.
You needed a lot of different things to happen to make that first one happen.
Well, I mean, it's like Obama. He was like, "Oh, first black president." I'm like, "Yeah, but let's see." Guy grew up in a white house. Like, it's not the same. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, he was the first Kenyan president, I recall. But I'm not sure. I haven't seen the burst of it. Anyway, I just thinking about Jenny Buchek.
Yeah, well, the good news
whether
is,
or not the NBA will ever have a female head
the
coach.
good news
will you
is,
see it in your lifetime?
I think,
will your daughter see it?
Now
in
that
her
we
lifetime?
talk it out, I probably could see. Yeah, the NBA. Yeah, I could see it. But the good news is, if it is a Jenny Buchek, it won't turn into a massive culture war about like how white ladies suck and how everybody's mad that this white woman got this job before everyone else.
That stuff's going to be over in a couple years, right?
People fighting about everything.
Yeah, we're almost on the end of that.
Okay,
is it possible that
I'm in?
Would possibly the first ever female college football coach be Jordan Hudson?
I mean, she's losing ground.
Really?
Yeah, that's what we're hearing. We're hearing that she's being, put to the backdrop a little bit. They've got female position coaches like in the NFL.
Yeah, they do.
So,
but man, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I don't either. Does that make me a misogynist?
Well, you're saying what's going to happen. You, of course, would hire all women as head coach.
This is true.
That's what I would want.
Right.
To do.
I would fire myself and believe them.
Before we end up taking a break, let's mention One Day Doors and Closets. That is the place where they could replace all the doors in the interior of your house
and closets,
even the closets, in one day. Julie had this done. Said it was awesome. The doors are solid. Like, go up to your door and mess with it. Kind of take a look at it and see how worn it is. Like, it is kind of like doing a little reno.
Yeah.
You go
That's
through
right.
renovation? Is that good?
Yeah, my wife was not happy with you trying to do remo.
Okay.
So we're going to do reno. Yeah, we'll do reno. Yeah, these doors, top quality. They'll do it in a day. They do the 3D measuring tech right there on site. Let's say that your kid hates you, right? Your kid just absolutely despises you, and he's listening to Korn and Linkin Park or things of this nature, and he's punching stuff. He punches doors and walls. You know this type of kid, Dan? One Day Doors will replace those doors for you. They're willing to do that right now with a buy one, get one free at onedaytexas.com/promo30. That is a buy one, get one free on doors. So if you got people going around punching holes in your doors, replace them.
Not cool.
With One Day Doors. We were both that kid.
So I have a, oh yeah, man.
I know.
Wasn't my fault, though.
She's baiting you into it.
She made me mad, yeah. I do have a Cowboy email that's too good to save for Thursday's big mail call bag, viewer mail thing.
Okay.
Andrew. And I've also got more shoddy audio ready for us.
Yeah, I got some DAC.
You mean Shaudio?
We got some Shaudio.
We got some Shaudio, which we could do now. We could do it after the break. But at least let me get you this from Andrew.
Yeah, I'm ready for this.
So he has a Cowboys bet for the show. And really, this is more for you because I totally agree with everything Andrew has to say here.
Let's rock.
He says, "Dear Dumb Zone, this thing is going into the toilet.
Us?
Shoddy is a dumpster fire already, and we're over a month from camp. Let me know if you are agreeable to the below. The bet is the Cowboys will finish 4 games or more under 500. I take this side of it. If the Cowboys are any better than that, I will pay you guys double the cost of your normal remote to come to the crib.
Okay.
If not, you do a remote for free.
All right. So the math works out where, because it'd be like a 960, right? Let's just call it
How many
a
games?
stack.
18 or 17 games.
So if they win 7,
Right.
we do it for free.
Yeah. No. If they win 7, then we
What is
do
4
it-
games under 5? First of all, there's no 500 and
Well, that's the thing.
with 17 games.
But you're basically looking at being,
It's they will win 5 or below. Wait.
No, because 6. No, 6.
This is
and
gonna be
11
great.
6 and 11.
No,
are
it's
fine.
6.
This math is going to be fun.
It's 6 and 11.
I should have thought of this before.
But
I just love the email so much.
the question is, when they win 12, is there like a logarithmic incremental value
yeah.
to us
Do a
on the
counter
back
offer.
end? That's what I'm saying.
Do a
is that-
counter offer. If they win 10, triple it.
Because if they go 7 and 10, we're already good, right?
Yeah.
And he's giving us, it sounds like $2,000
Mm-hmm.
to come out and do a show at his house like we did a few weeks ago with Soroy. I'd love to go back. But if we lose, we've got to go out there, and we figured those costs at about $1,000 because that's what we charge him. So I'll cover that. So you guys are off the hook. I also kind of feel like if we go out there, you should have to pay me because I'm winning us the money. But this is – you guys are out of your you're
So
out
how
of your
many- wait,
minds.
how
You guys
many-
are getting poisoned by this. You guys are listening to Steve. This is the thing. You call out like Stephen A. Smith and like, oh, it's Cowboys hype. That's who you're listening to. They're the ones convincing you.
I've never heard Stephen A. Smith talk Cowboys.
Oh, so many problems. Problems this, problems that.
All I'm doing
Their
is
quarterback
listening
was
to the.
second in MVP voting 2 years ago. They added a second wide receiver. They have the best pass rusher in the game. They drafted another offensive lineman in the first round. I don't know what else you want.
How many games did we
7
figure it out?
and 11 is crazy work. Like, that's what you're going to hang your hat on?
It's 4.5, no?
7 and 11.
Right, but that's the thing, is that how do we do that? You may have to read his email again.
He says 4 games or more under 500.
Right.
So what does that mean?
So if they finish 6 and 11, then it's free.
Yeah.
If they win 7 or more,
Yeah.
he pays us double.
If they go 7 and 10, he would pay us double.
All they have to do is go 7 and 10. See,
Isn't it 8.5? Is half? Is it 50-50?
8.5.
Right, but what do you?
So
This is not-
8.5 minus 4 is 6.5. So
If
yeah, they got to have 7.
Why are we doing? It's just 6 and there's
Wait,
17
no.
games.
This is not all.
We're making it too complicated.
The smart people over here
What did
are
they say?
throwing us off.
What did you say?
8.5 minus 4 is 4.5 is the line.
I
So they
think
either win 4 or they win 5. 5.
Is
He
4
pays.
games under 500 would be 4?
This is the thing: is there's a definitional challenge to what it means to be under 500. There always has been. You know, we get these
Right.
emails from time to time.
Like if
people
you're
are
2 games back, you're
that you
actually
should
4
not-
games,
correct,
whatever.
correct. Because yes, if they go, there's 17 games.
Well, whatever.
If
I'm
they-
just thinking 4 games under 500 is a lot.
If they go 6 and 11, yes, that Andrew will win.
And all they have to do is finish barely better than that. But I because I'm kind of with Andrew. I think we're going to be doing a free show.
I
I
am
can't
too.
tell if y'all are doing bits or not.
I'm not. Dude, I'm listening to Shoddy, and I'm really, really worried about things.
The last
Like, because
time,
I think he's just an ambassador of fun, and you don't need that in football.
the last time your quarterback played, he got hurt running.
It was on the throw before, but I don't think that's better at all. Yeah, I don't know. I'll take the bet.
He tore his house down because his ex-girlfriend's perfume still stuck
That's
in
just
the
being a
bedroom.
good guy.
No, it's not.
Let him be where his feet are.
Intentionality.
I want to play Micah. I beat Dak all the time when I play him, so Micah's next.
Wait,
I'll put
why are
that
we
out
doing
there
this?
for Micah, see if he wants to accept the challenge.
Because this is what he does. He talks about ping pong.
You know, he likes to vibe with the guys. They tell you all about that.
He talks about ping
Tell
pong.
you all about that. It's just something we do, man. Can we go to break?
Wait, did we take the bet?
Yeah.
I still think we should throw a counter in if they win 10 games.
We get to have a Super Bowl party at his place. You guys saw it. Is it cool for that?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the Andrew who were at his house?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. How did you know that and I didn't? And I was there.
Because I read the email. I emailed with the guy back and forth.
All right, why did I even
text
ask
with
you
the
that?
guy.
I thought we were taking a break.
I don't. But and if I'm like, I know the guy's like, well, he knows everybody.
Hey, Claire, you remember that one time the Frankels got me that huge car accident settlement?
Oh, Cornelius Falcon, how could I forget?
Yeah, that was super dope.
Was that a fart?
Please stop talking.
Frankel and Frankel.
Is somebody in there? Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Sir.
I don't know if I'm okay.
Can you get out for me?
I'm hurting. Let me get my phone. I gotta call somebody.
All right. Yeah, we're calling Eliana.
Before you call the insurance company, call Frankel first. Frankel and Frankel. Call 214 or 817 all threes.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
So today we are live to tape in our Game Day Men's Health Studios in downtown Dallas. Whoa. Sorry.
Dan's burp of the day is brought to you by.
Is it GameDayMen'sHealth.com?
Yeah.
Okay. When you contact them, like look for the location closest to you and then mention the Dumb Zone. You can get 10% off that testosterone replacement therapy for life. TRT is what they called it or call it.
Missed you at basketball last night, buddy. Thought you were on the sign-up list.
I was seeing Lindsey Sterling at Red Rocks last night.
You mentioned that earlier in this very program.
Mm-hmm.
You were texting me, though, which was weird.
When?
Yesterday, some.
You schedule text?
I brought my phone with me to the concert.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
He was like doing show stuff.
How were you ever contacting
That's
me?
true.
You're in Colorado. I wanted to just say, though, we on Friday will not be at our Game Day Men's Health Studios, and we will not be broadcasting at our local time, our usual time. We go at 11:30 most days, live on YouTube, but then live to tape. But we're going to be at the Constellation Club.
Constellation.
What did I say?
No, yeah, I'm just making sure it's Constellation Club, yes.
We'll be there starting at 3 until ?
Who knows, man?
But admission is free. If you would like to join us, it's in Las Colinas. It's real high atop a building.
Yeah, speaking of like Mad Men.
It's very cool.
If you want to feel cool, that's the spot to do it. It's like 26th floor. It's a very cool place to do a show.
If you go to eventbrite.com, search the Dumb Zone, you can register. Like, give them a little heads up on that you're going to be there.
Yeah, good times.
So, yeah, join us at the Constellation Club. Let's see. I think I had another copy point for that. But clearly you're not looking at the copy points.
I'm looking right at him. Please call the Constellation
what else you
Club.
got?
Do you want a phone number?
Well, I don't know. Why would you go there? There's like
they have like
$2
call
tamales,
972
$1 drafts,
869-2266.
$2
Look it up on your phone.
I'm saying I say high atop some building, and it says here on the copy the towers at Williams Square. You did not say that.
Wait a minute. You're right. If I tell them that it's overlooking Hackberry Creek Country Club, we can probably really get the masses out there. Yes, they will have.
Does it overlook Clayton's apartment?
You know what? It might.
It's very close.
It might.
You might know that if you actually conversed with people at the Christmas party. I did. Clayton was showing me his apartment. He was pointing right over
to my dead body. Will you take the actually talk to people card from me? That ain't happening.
I was mingling, going all around. Blake's sitting in the corner.
$2 wings, $2 tamales Friday at the Constellation. Blake will be there.
Mm-hmm.
Angelo, maybe?
No.
How is your hobo?
Tomorrow, because I have an update on my own hobo scene.
Oh, you don't want to hear about how his...
No, I want to save it for tomorrow with special guest Ted.
Now everybody's got a hobo scene.
Yeah, Blake did it. You got to get your own hobo.
Everybody's got a hobo. Also, we love some Frankel and Frankel. They're our personal injury attorneys, and if indeed you get in a car wreck, that's kind of their main thing. But it's 214 or 817, and then dial all threes. Personal injury attorney. They're out to help you get what you deserve, and they bring you the news.
Here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
We had quite a bit going on this weekend, Dan. We got wars.
What?
Your signal seems to be going in and out.
I'm playing with my audio.
With your mouse pad?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Wiki. But we also had this situation in Minnesota where over the weekend 2 lawmakers were shot in their home. There was Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband who were killed, and Senator John Hoffman and his wife were shot. How much did you read about this story, like as it was unfolding over the weekend?
Nothing but, stuff on Twitter, which is not good. Well, then you get the, look, this guy's a...
Oh, yeah. You love shooter...
This guy's actually a Democrat shooting another Democrat.
Shooter volleyball?
Yeah,
or shooter volley? Shooter volleyball, we can't tell this... Well, maybe we can't say that at all. Not everybody loves that line of humor. But, yes, this is something we do in news stories now. You have to find out who's claiming, right? Because the shooter actually attended a Bible college in Dallas, which achieves another news checkbox, which is the local angle.
Nice.
So Fox 4 has that story from 88 to 90. He was at a church down here. And I mean, there's videos of the guy doing sermons in the Congo.
But not shooting people.
No, that was not. But he did have a roommate in his... Doyle, I'm sorry if you have your roommate may be Harold, but you're not like currently living with like another guy, are you? You were living with your dear wife until recently.
Yeah, and I just had a friend move in.
Okay, that's not good. Well, you had the recently deceased wife.
Are you about to criticize this man like he had a male?
Big time.
He's like a 50-year-old or 60-year-old with a roommate?
I think that the show is pretty on record as looking out for a guy in his 60s. How many news stories do we do of like 74-year-old man shoots 72-year-old roommate? It's like, that makes a lot of sense. Like, you're old. You don't need to be, unless it's a lifelong friend. Like the idea that we've dreamed about where we just all hang out when we get old.
20 plus years.
But a stranger,
I would love.
Then you may be okay then, Doyle.
Like I was talking to my kid about this once. I would love to live with Blake. Did I ever tell you about this conversation I had with my daughter?
Yeah, a little bit.
What's interesting about that is I would be as afraid to live with Blake as I would with your daughters.
Why?
Because they make me the same amount of like, oh, what are they thinking?
They're so judgy.
Very judgy.
What do you mean?
Don't.
I keep to myself.
Don't right now.
But that's why I would love to live with you. Because I think you would try to avoid me at all costs.
Well, for the benefit of both of us.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm not bagging on you. I'm saying you also don't want to deal with me. And so I would stay out of your way. You'd stay out of my way.
Do I give off the judgmental vibe?
A little bit.
Damn.
Blake's dating tips.
Layton too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
no, he's always sitting there thinking how he could do whatever you're doing, he'd do it better.
That's for the bros, man.
I was more scared of Blake when I first started here than Dan.
That's a good reason.
He demands perfection. Like mine is just for on air. It's fun.
Demand anything.
Yours is
serious.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, this bro, the way that I saw this unfold, and as far as the shooter volleyball, I'm not all that interested. I don't really care. I'm sure the guy had a manifesto. He's got a CV, like a resume. You can read it. I don't know.
It was a crazy mask he had on.
So that was wild, right? So the way that I read that this unfolded or heard is that they responded to a call at the lady's house, and she was dead. And a guy, the responding police officer, was like, we should check on the other representative that lives in this district. Like, quick thinking. Because, hey, this is not a random murder.
Mm-hmm.
So they drive to that guy's house. and the shooter is there.
Ooh.
Out front with a cruiser. And have you seen the pictures of him? He's
like he had a cop car?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Full cop car, full cop uniform.
Oh.
But the weird thing is he topped it off with a latex mask. So, like, he looks like a cop, but bald and, like, no facial hair, like sort of a Charlie Villanueva type of cop. It's
good call.
He still looks like he has he's a cop and not just, like, rampantly being destroyed by alopecia.
Or
but
his toilet stolen.
That's a very good call. That's Charlie Villanueva, who once live tweeted through the fact that his toilet got stolen out of his home.
Well, I don't remember that.
I think it was being built, maybe, and it was like almost finished, and he came home, and it was just a photo where there was a toilet, and it said something like, "They took my damn toilet, y'all."
Wonder what color it was.
It was white.
Oh, okay. Like
he had rich people money's black toilet.
Yeah, tons of money. You want to get a colored toilet.
Yeah, we talked about that for sure. So here's the part, though, that was crazy to me. I don't know that much about this neighborhood. I know it's obviously an uppity suburban neighborhood if representatives are living there. But the cops that responded to the fake cop, they exchanged gunfire with him. And he got away. Like, through the back of the house. And so
how?
Much like with thank you. Much like with this little talk here of, how'd you get a hold of Blake? How did you ever talk to somebody? I sent that to the group chat, and the next several responses were like, don't tell him. We've invented the new concept of a back door. And I'm like, no, but, dude, if you're at the front of the house and the cops come up and you're in a suburban neighborhood, how are you just getting away? Not only getting away from the scene, the guy was on the run for like 3 more days. Like, I'm not getting out of the back of my neighborhood.
Just walking?
Yeah. I mean, at first. On foot.
Yeah, I would think that'd be very difficult.
Yeah. So anyways.
So the
guy had roommates.
Tell your group chat you have one person defending you.
The guy had roommates, and they've interviewed those roommates now.
What are they saying? Some stuff?
Here's the problem.
I never suspected it.
No, they didn't say that.
Because some people you definitely suspect.
They just said he had a lot of political stuff going on, you know? Like he was a poster. But here's the problem, though. Like, now you have to go view a roommate guy to learn about the roommate, and he's got a reptile to tend to. He can't give you straight info about the guy that's been coming and going for the last 6 months.
Well, plus, he's probably a political poster, too. Don't you think they would live together?
Yeah. I think if you live with another person when you're in your 60s, there's a pretty good chance that you've told Facebook what you think about things today. This is similar to the case we had in Dallas where we had a 74-year-old man and his 73-year-old girlfriend living together in Dallas. And Friday on the 74-year-old man's birthday party, he called the police. Or not birthday party, it was his birthday.
Okay.
He called the police and said, hey, I killed my girlfriend. You wonder if that was like you do wonder in situations like that if it was the murder suey that you bailed on.
Well, that looked like it hurt.
Well, Jesus, there's blood everywhere. She is. I mean, 74 and 73 feels like we're getting to prime.
It's the murder-suicide prank.
Would you ever consider the murder-suicide? Like if you were terminally ill and sorry about your mom, Harold, but your wife is still alive, would you ever consider going out like that, like at your own hand? That you're together. You agree to it.
I guess if we agreed to it, you know.
As opposed to just sort of let it run its
know?
course, I guess. Like if you were, because that's what it would usually be, I would think, Dan, is both of you kind of done, be it terminally ill or mentally out.
I think I'd have a real hard time with that, though.
You do?
Yeah, I really
like
do.
Jim Jones. He wasn't able to do it himself.
I wouldn't let her be the one that kills me and then her.
Oh no, man!
'Cause I know she'd back
Thanks
out.
for clearing that up.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, in my final moment here, I'll cede control to my wife.
What if he realized he was just finally quiet? That's what he wanted.
Dude, he may have. He may have like set all this up and been like, jail's loud, but it ain't this loud. And I'm old. They probably take it chill on old guys in jail.
What do you mean, like not raping them and stuff?
Just not even beating him up. Like, I would think, I mean, what's the point of beating up an old guy? What does that do for you?
Well, remember, Eddie Goodell died after a mugging.
Damn, that sucks. Why'd you make me remember that they beat that midget up? That sucks, man. I'm sorry, Eddie Goodell.
It does. Moment of silence for Eddie Goodell.
Well,
Died a long time ago.
you have the audio. You can't do your moment of silence bit unless you're willing to.
Well, it's not like he didn't talk over it anyway. He
All
doesn't
right.
respect Eddie Goodell like I do.
Absolutely wild story out of Fort Worth. I feel like we probably talked about this when it happened, but the follow-up of it, the conclusion of it was over the weekend. This is the story of a guy, a firefighter, a Fort Worth firefighter, or excuse me, Arlington firefighter, who traveled to Cancun back in 2021 on his 10-year wedding anniversary with his wife, and he died. He died by getting himself caught. It's very confusing, but he was at a resort, and they say that he died of asphyxiation trying to enter a bathroom through a window, and he got caught, and he was like his feet couldn't touch the ground, and he wasn't able to get in, and he'd been drinking for somewhere between 12 and 16 hours on his anniversary. He was, I think, a mid-30s. So he dies, right? He dies at this hotel. But it's not even the hotel he was staying at. He had, as one will do on vacation after 12 hours, sometimes realize you're at a different property. Which is just the world's worst, dude. I'm hearing from the gallery there may be others who
Are you there? Have you done that?
dude. If you're like a vacation partier guy, I've definitely been like, this is not even the right hotel before.
Okay.
And you're walking places. So you're like, oh, we'll go down to their spot, then we'll come back, we'll go to dinner down. Then you're like, I don't know how to get home. So this guy ended up at the property next door halfway through a window, and he dies. And his wife immediately is like, this is the hotel's fault. They hire a local PI and a local attorney. They're putting out there, again, this is 4 years ago. I guess it was a big news story at the time. Like, they think he was beaten to death and robbed, and that it was a targeted killing. And they want
and they left him in a window?
Yeah.
To
And
throw us off the scent?
And he was, well, like I guess it's that he just got beat up. And they charged that like there wasn't enough security cameras, there wasn't enough security personnel. They didn't respond to reports of a missing passenger quick enough, or a missing, person who was staying there, tenant. The judgment added up to $31 million in favor of the family. And this is the wild part about this, because what actually happens in court in a 5-day trial, jury trial, is they assign blame. 65% to the RCM hotel, which is where he was staying, 25% to Blue Diamond. Wait, 65% to the one where he died, 25% where he stayed, and 10% his fault. That's what they determined. They look at all the facts and they're like, this is 10% the dead guy's fault. The other 90%, that's $31 million.
The old 90-10.
Basically.
That's interesting.
It's crazy. So
How you can do that.
My wife sent me this story. First of all, yes, the fact that they're just dumbasses that are like us on a jury that are like, here's how much I think this is worth. Like, that feels like a video game or a computer game or something.
Could those jurors even know what 4 games under 500 in a 17-game season is?
Right. They'd be a mess.
Yeah. Yet they're doing this.
And then, yeah, dude, it's 10% your fault. Like, I know you were...
Like, why not 13%?
Dude, and I know, like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say this as an alcoholic, but I even have somewhat of a tough time with the charging, when the TABC wants to charge bartenders thing. Like, I get it. There is a responsibility, but...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, they say the guy...
I don't know.
Dude, I know me in Mexico on vacation, and, like, you can, especially the way they water down those drinks, you can drink for 24 straight hours, and you'll still be upright, but you are gone.
Right. That's what you're. Yeah, that's very.
Oh man, I fell. This is 90% someone else's fault.
Right.
I don't know. Like
I was even. You were talking Tyler Skaggs last week, right?
Yeah.
Do you see the story about Matthew Perry this weekend?
They got his doctor, didn't they?
Whatever guy was selling him drugs could go away for like 40 years or something because he was selling him drugs. Like, what's his responsibility? Is Matthew Perry 10% responsible for hitting this guy up for the drugs?
There is, yeah. I mean, selling drugs is illegal.
Yeah.
So there is some level of like you're putting blame
that is different
on.
Yeah.
But what they're making it more like it's a murder, right, or a manslaughter, or a murder,
right,
and that's where it gets a little bit iffy. But I don't know, man. If you get that hammered, like if it was like a shitty hotel where there were death traps everywhere, but it sounds like these are just nice hotels, and the guy was hammered, got lost, fell down.
What about two drunk people that have sex, and then the next day?
What I'm about to say is going to sound weird, but I have more on that tomorrow because another thing I did over the weekend is take a coaching certification class, and all the questions were about consent. And I got some of them wrong because I thought anything involving alcohol meant no. And they're like, nah, quit being gay. It's fine. They weren't that hammered. That's basically what the answer was. Like, oh, I'm confused. So this brought up the conversation with my wife where I was like, I would definitely go for $31 million for y'all. And I kind of thought that made me a hero, or at least somebody to be like looked at as, oh, that's kind of you. And
Did she return volley and say she would also do that?
No, she was like, that's crazy. The kids wouldn't have a dad.
I didn't have a dad.
Yeah, I don't think it'll take long.
It's all good. You'll
be a hot piece, babe.
Yeah, she'll be coveted.
No doubt.
Well, they've set
it'll probably be better for the kids.
The precedent has said that a firefighter is worth $31 million. You think you can pull $31 million?
No, but I can drink for 24 straight hours and hurt myself. I've been very, very successful at that. I got the first part. Do you guys remember whenever there was a fight at the cheer competition in downtown Dallas?
They knocked over stanchions and people thought it was gunfire?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is somewhat related to that. There was not actually gunfire at that event. It was just like, a big fight. Around that same time, this is a separate event, but a cheer event was in town June 8th. They were staying at the Gaylord Texan Resort over in Grapevine. Popular place for like competition stay, seems like basketball tournaments and the like. And they got a call. There's a ton of kids there. They got a call that they had found a revolver in the hot tub of one of the common areas where all the teens were staying.
Okay.
And it was one of the kids who was staying
Does a
there.
gun still work if you put it in water?
Anybody know? I don't see any gun guys over here at all.
Doyle's nodding. A gun will still work?
Yeah, it'll work.
Okay.
It just slows down a little bit. I don't know. I'm saying like Mythbuster-wise, is that
under the
whole
water?
deal?
Can you shoot a gun underwater?
That I don't know. But you get one wet.
Clayton?
Yes, you can shoot a gun underwater.
Okay.
It probably won't cycle, but it'll fire a round off.
I don't even know what that means. But would it go really slow because it's in the water? Could you
probably stop it?
Yeah, could you catch
like
it?
An X-Man?
No, like a Matrix thing.
Yeah, Mythbusters did a whole show on
Yeah.
this. It's just the water slows it down and it just basically dips. Because they were doing that whole when people get shot underwater.
Like in movies? Yeah. Well, I don't know if this gun still worked, but I do know that they traced it to a 17-year-old who was there for the NCAA All-Star National Championships, which, by the way, I found out that's a scam. Yeah, they call them all nationals. Because I was at that one with my daughter that one day, and I was like, this is crazy. I'm here for the national championship. And then we talked about it on the air, and they were like, there's one every weekend. They just call it that to make the parents pay more. It's a scam. But yeah, there was a 17-year-old there who had brought a revolver to the pool, charged with disorderly conduct and illegal possession of a firearm. But you know what this got me to thinking about? was just the absolute party that I bet is any sort of like travel select circuit, whether it's cheer or dance or, the dads on the baseball team. Like those guys are getting fucking mollywopped on the road at the convention center, hotels. That's just got to be – that's what it is, right? My buddy that's like, I swear to God, the kid loves baseball. Because he plays baseball 11 months out of the year. Every time I talk to him, I'm like, hey, can I run by your house? We're already gone. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. And now I'm figuring it out. They travel every weekend. Him and the other dads on the team are probably just down at the hotel bar or at the Buffalo Wild Wings and freaking Amarillo.
Interesting.
You never really got fully into that game. Like the
no, not
stay
that
at a
traveling.
hotel.
Like in now, the travel teams, they'll go to Colorado. They'll go all over the place.
But now I get it. That's why the dads
even your local
do
little
this.
teams travel too much.
That's what I've learned.
For my liking. I'm reading a book called, is it the MVP Machine?
Yeah, is that the
one Chris Young said we should read?
Yes. No. Somebody told us that.
Somebody told us that, and I think Drop Beth sent it to me some time ago. And so I'm trying to read I've read like 20 pages in 3 weeks, but
you know what's freeing?
I picked it up this weekend.
And this is not a good idea for you because you're a reader. I quit. I don't read books anymore. I don't even say I'm working on one or I'll get to this one. It's just never going to happen.
I love
Stress is
doing it,
gone.
though.
I do, too.
The problem is when I'm doing it, I'm like, it's like watching TV that you're not watching for the show. It's like, this is a waste of time. What am I doing here?
Right.
And how can she do this all day? Like it's incredible. Like you don't just think I could be accomplishing just anything, just the tiniest little thing. But
yeah.
So I am reading something that I think could be used on the show a little bit, but it was about Trevor Bauer, and Trevor Bauer's big thing was kind of like Cliff Lee's big thing when I once talked to Cliff Lee, is that he wasn't born with natural talent. He just worked to make himself what he is. And they were pointing out that, he was a really good pitcher when he was like 10. So number one, yes, right there, you have natural talent because you're better than all the other kids at 10. But then his dad would fly. He lived in California. They would fly to some ranch in Texas for, personalized pitching lessons and all that kind of stuff. And I just think similar to just even the travel weekend, how much is your buddy spending on personal coaches and just this special camp here? Or your parents did it with your brother, right? Special camps here and there. Like, we're going to spend a lot of money.
I do want to give my parents credit. Like, they waited until it was very apparent this was going to pay off. I'm talking about kids who are 8, 9,
right.
10.
Trevor Bauer at the age of 10.
Yeah, I mean,
is being flown from California to Texas.
It's some weird thing,
train.
man. It's a weird thing in human nature where anybody pointing out that not everybody starts at the same point makes it feel as if you're invalidating all the work they did.
Yeah, no, I
That's
think
what
he's
it is.
Probably an exceptionally hard worker.
Right.
Probably
Like,
way more than I ever could be.
But there is yeah.
But yes, you're not just sending any 10-year-old to this camp, I would think.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think TC was headed to line drive.
Boy, TC just taking a stray.
I just think of it when I think of Little League Baseball because he told me that he went 0 for his career, that he never reached, and that's tough to top.
It's sad, but it's
tough to top.
Kind of hilarious.
It's also hilarious. All right, there's your news.
Oh, Kirk Goldsberry, who recommended it.
Kirk Goldsberry?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Dumb Zone.
To us? Did we have him on?
Yeah.
Like
was it good?
and
It was awesome.
subscribe.
It's a joy.
Thought it was cool.
It's a joy. You think OJ did it, Doyle?
Boy,
We have a show next week.
You stumped Doyle King.
Right here, yeah.
I found one of my OJ shirts when I was cleaning up the other day. We have a show next week with a guy who wrote the OJ Didn't Do It book.
Yeah, but I don't know how they get away with the glove thing. I mean, how does that work?
Didn't know if he had any HSO. That is next Monday, isn't it?
Think they paid off the sheriff and switched gloves?
No,
To be
he's
determined.
the thought is that like
The
his son did it or something.
Yeah.
Not that they planted all that stuff.
So you don't think OJ did it?
Well, a jury found him not guilty.
That's
so
not what I asked.
Yeah.
I believe in our people.
65% guilty.
Lone Star Beer,
Ooh.
which is at Globe Life Field for Rangers games this season, the national beer of Texas, the national beer of Texas baseball, wanted us to point you to BBQ Distro, distro.com/pitmasters with purpose. They have a thing going on in Houston on the 19th with Fiji's Barbecue. So it's a killer dinner series supporting the incredible work of Southern Smoke Foundation. Features some of Texas's most celebrated pitmasters, each crafting a custom menu showcasing premium beef from 44 farms, plus a variety of non-beef options, all paired with cold Lone Star beer and good company. So we support Lone Star beer, and we love it. Oh, don't forget Lone Star Light. Blake always wants to ignore Lone Star Light, but I will not ignore the blue. I back the blue of Lone Star Light.
Nice.
The Dumb Zone
Very nice.
presents
Hey, thanks.
Today in History.
So we do a little viewer mail birthdays. We have a couple to make up since Blake had to go see Lindsey Sterling.
Thank you.
Dear Hash Slinging Gasher. Whew. Today is my Kevin Durant birthday. These could be from the weekend or Monday. The highest WAR for any baseball player who wore the number 35 was Ricky Henderson at 111. My leaders are Run the Ball Blake and the entitled homeless man getting money from him. Let's see.
Were you ever homeless?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really.
No, yeah, there is a thing, though. Like, if you're just crashing on people's couches or whatever.
Yeah, it kind of did that for a while.
That's not homeless.
But not
full on.
You know, I was never on the street.
Are you offended that Jake would look at you and think maybe you'd say yes?
No, not really. I mean, you know how he is.
And I know how he
Jake
is.
yeah.
He's okay to talk about life. He's on the other side of it. Made out good, Frazier.
Where are we? Is that the
Ricky
DZGSC? I was going to ask you guys for a selfie, but my buddies said gay, so I didn't.
No. Or yes, but come on over, big fella.
Please have Sarah Hepela and Julian at the same time. On that note, more Sarah threesome talk. Thanks, Fire Nico from Day 120 DF Andrew. Uncle Hotmail, Forrest Gump kind of sucks. What's the point of it besides nostalgia? Let's see. Also, or he says, apparently the book, Forrest Gump, is written to mock stereotypical feel-good stories, but they missed the irony when making the movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Also, it's my daughter Tabitha's 14th birthday.
Never
She
mind,
thinks
then.
Dan is the funny one because of the 2:30 dentist joke.
That's all it took? I
That's
could have
from
done
Matt.
that.
Low bar.
Jesus, I'll give him the win, but that's a horrible finish.
Do you know that joke, Doyle?
I don't think I've ever heard it.
Don't you know the dentist's favorite time of day is 2:30, tooth hurty, like your tooth hurts. Isn't that Tabitha? Happy birthday, Tabitha.
Didn't
'Cause
even get
she's out
Doyle.
there. She's out there just
She's heard that one. Do you have another one?
holding up
what's
her
next?
lighter.
Do you have a new one for her birthday?
I don't know. Actually, Dutch joins us now. He's out.
Oh, nice. Hadn't heard from Dutch in a while.
Dear Captain of the Krusty Coos,
Oh, my God. That is the worst one we've ever had.
my dear friend and
Triple K.
heterosexual gay lover Rob Davis is 38. His leaders are jokes from the great heart attack man and Blake's indescribable masculinity. Is he trying to say indescribable? Anyways, less Savannah Bananas talk, more Sarah Hepela Eiffel Tower talk.
Okay, so
Chris.
It's interesting. You get into this business, right?
We
You're
don't
like,
know that didn't happen.
We'll, we're going to do it our way, folks. And then all people want are more photos of her tits and more of her. on video talking about having a threesome. And to prove our point, 90% of the audience wanted an embargo on her 3 months ago.
I think she saw that and thought, I
And
have
she's
to turn these people
lets
around.
the pups sing a little bit, and now all of a sudden, every other email is like, when's Sarah on again? It's the weirdest. Well, it's not weird at all, but we're learning.
Dear woman's private parts that we don't actually get to do crazy stuff to, it's my 43rd birthday on Monday, but the Beehive wanted off.
Thank you.
My claim to fame is I was on an episode of IJB about how I got a bakery restaurant in Roatan, Honduras, and got robbed and shot during COVID.
Yo, that is a crazy story.
Your subscription territory map has always included day one, Tim in Roatan, owner of Sandy Buns Bakery and Cafe.
We should have him on, dude. You know how like when you watch your wife will watch reality shows where it's like beachfront hunters.
Mm-hmm.
This couple from Duluth, Minnesota is trading it all in for a new property here in. Okay, so that guy did that, and he moved to.
That's awesome.
He moved to Honduras, and him and his wife have, as you see now, like a functioning bakery. They had a bar. They do well, but they also live in Honduras. They just got straight up ransacked one night. Like he got shot.
That's not as awesome.
Held at gunpoint.
Ooh.
Like robbed, obviously. His wife's got, I've seen the video of them, like, how do you think Honduran response time is on the, boy, let's get this guy to the hospital. It's a crazy, crazy situation. That happens, They don't put that on the show.
They wanted the croissants or what?
I don't think they robbed the bakery, Blake.
Dear Uncle Slit Whisperer. Shout out to Day 2 subby Jim Mahoney. He's 38. His leaders are Uncle Dick, Jimmy Nelson's Mega Mover, and Blake's subtle jabs at females behind the wheel. Keep establishing the run, John Hexam. And these came in today. Today is my Neftali Feli's birthday.
30?
35?
My leaders are Dan and Danny. The 1 month life of drops on the podcast. And Jake either saying, is that me, Blake, when random audio plays, or am I up, Blake, when he tries to play audio? From Omar.
Topic of the weekend.
P.S. Could you play the audio clip of Barbara Walters interviewing Sean Connery on how to deal with a lady that you have a disagreement with? Only if Jake finds it. And Uncle Hotmail, please wish my brother Matt Tepper a happy Dirk birthday.
Is Tepper-palooza?
He's day 2, number 729. His leaders are DJ Mbenga.
The Moose, baby.
The time one of the Saint Lunatics wore a Cliff Kingsbury jersey in Nelly's Air Force One's music video.
That is a absolutely iconic cultural moment.
From Greg Tepper.
Those are the fellas right there.
We do some on this day.
You want to try this?
What are we going to try?
You're up.
You did an interview in which you said, not the worst thing to slap a woman now and then. As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist. It's better to do it with an open hand. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I didn't love that.
I haven't changed my opinion.
You haven't?
No, not at all.
You think it's good to slap a woman?
No, I don't think it's good.
You don't think it's bad?
I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it. Yeah.
What would merit it?
Well, if you have tried everything else, and women are pretty good at this, they can't leave it alone. They don't want to have the last word, and you give them the last word, but they're not happy with the last word. They want to say it again and get into a really provocative situation. Then I think it's absolutely right.
Or if she kicks you in the balls.
Yeah. She just won't stop. You notice how Barbara started to kind of know what he was talking about?
Yeah.
And stop talking. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I guess I do kind of do that. Yeah.
So on this day, Tuesday, June 17th, in 1928, Amelia Earhart.
Fraud.
Embarked on a transatlantic flight. The first woman to make the trip as a passenger. It says here.
I know. It's the silliest thing.
She had other pilots, and I guess she flew the other
She
one.
was literally a flight attendant.
This day in 1994, it's the O.J. slow speed chase.
Ah, the finals, yeah. Checks out.
When he was arrested and charged with murder on the slayings of his ex-wife Nicole and her friend Ron Goldman, of course, not guilty. So, on this day in the year 2000, Chuck Knobloch of the Yankees. He was a guy who kind of got the yips.
I remember.
On this particular day, he fielded a ground ball at second and threw into the stands. Like, so bad of a throw, it went into the stands. It goes over the Yankees dugout and hit Maria Olbermann in the face.
Yeah.
The mother of Keith Olbermann.
The greatest story ever. Because in my mind, and I promise you there's Yankee players who think this, and I wish I would have taken advantage of this as a guy who can't throw, but Chuck Knobloch had the yips and also hated Keith Olbermann.
Did he really?
In my head.
Oh, okay. He
he's
probably
like,
did, right?
New York blowhard. This is a little dork. And he's like, you know what? I do have a pretty convenient excuse to airmail one over into the bleachers. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one. You think she was a cool woman? You think Keith Olbermann's mom is a nice lady? There's no chance. There's no chance. It's a full-on Manhattan cunt.
Dang.
Whoa.
Think about it. It's Keith Olbermann.
Maria.
Yeah, no, she's salt of the earth, dude.
take a look.
She's going to be a 10.
She's going to be the worst type of human being.
Okay, well, yeah, she does look real old. Oh,
I didn't say
died in
old.
the year 2009.
From a stray.
Right. Well, they could never remove the ball
That's
from her
right.
face. And
And now that and the head, actually Cooperstown.
famous wedding on this date in 1977, Jill Jacobs
Fill me in.
married Senator Joe Biden.
Oh, wow. The doctor herself.
Yes, that's where they met. She was given a physical. Other birthdays today include Amari Cooper is 31.
Just 31.
Anti-vax.
James McKnight is 53. That's a former Cowboy. You know, I was playing Immaculate Grid, and I got over to football this morning, and they had like a Cowboy Seahawk no, it was a Cowboy and then 1,000 yards. And I wanted to get someone, a Cowboy receiver who received 1,000 yards in a season. And so I wanted to get somebody that was more obscure. Like anybody could say Michael Irvin. So I went with Joey Galloway and got it wrong.
Never
Did
had
you
one.
know? Yeah, they traded like 2 first-round picks for him.
You know who did?
Huh?
I said, but you know who did?
Who did what?
Had 1,000 yards. Would have been an off-the-beaten-path answer. Michael Gallup.
Has he really?
Yes.
He got 1,000 one year?
Yeah, he did.
Wow. But not the year you predicted him to be good?
No.
Okay.
The year that he retired.
Yeah.
Instead.
Wasn't he recently making a comeback?
Yeah, I think he showed up at somebody's
Him and Manziel
camp
were
or something. Yeah.
former Mav Popeye Jones is 55.
Fan favorite.
Former Cleveland Indian Joe Charbonneau is 70.
Have I booked him for you?
Have we ever had Joe
I don't
Charbonneau?
know.
There's a very good possibility we've had him on. And why would I remember it? That'd be crazy. But he was Rookie of the Year in 1980. Albert Hainsworth is 44.
Damn, what happened to him? He stepped on someone or he got stepped on?
No, he stepped on Andre Gerard.
That's right, like on his eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Signed a fat contract with the Redskins and was
Got
horrible.
fat. Like I think he started failing physicals after that. Good times.
Venus Williams is 45.
She's the less winning one.
Is that the good one?
I think Serena
Which is the
wins
good one?
more.
Serena's the good one.
And Serena's married to Reddit guy, right?
Like Venus is good, but no Serena.
I wonder who she's married to.
Barry Manilow is 82.
I don't really know what that is.
You ever make love to Barry Manilow music?
No.
No?
No.
What kind of music then?
Did you ever think of Barry Manilow while making love? Like
No. Pink
just
Floyd.
Think of
okay. Animals on acid.
Interesting.
That
You
does
made
sound-
love on acid?
Oh, yeah.
What's that like?
All night long.
All night?
Which,
That's how we got Harold.
Is Harold an acid baby?
No. This was long before him.
Venus's husband.
Would you do acid now, or is it all behind you? Like, not today, but I mean, just generally now. Like, we prepped it and all that. Would you like? Yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah.
You would? Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I've never done it. I'm open to it now.
Interesting.
I think before I thought like, man, my life is so messed up. Like I felt very prone to bad trips, because I was very just.
You got to be in the right mood.
And that's the
Do
thing.
you think now with positivity?
Honestly, I'm way more open to it. With mushrooms, I would always like really be careful. Like, I don't want to do more than a little bit, because I just thought I don't want to get too out there because I'm not sure what's going on upstairs. But now, let's go to the darkness retreat with Aaron Rodgers.
Newt Gingrich is 82.
Dude, I got a banger for you on him. And of course, they say this isn't true, which means it's probably not true. But I'm pretty sure that he informed one of his wives that he was leaving her at the hospital while she was dying of cancer. He's like, hey, it's really good to see you. It's awesome to see that you're doing well. Hey, can you sign this? Like, they'll let you do it with your eyes.
Nice.
And then he goes on to talk to you about family values.
Joe Piscopo is 74.
Heavily featured in the SNL book, right?
Is that a book you've never finished?
Correct. And never will.
John Grease is 68. The greatness of Uncle Rico.
Oh, wow.
See, you just have to be a big enough star, because I remember having him on the show. He was great. Bobby Farrelly is 67 of the Brothers.
.org.
Greg Kinnear is 62 of Talk Soup.
Don't stare at me like
What?
I'm just sitting here.
Just keep going. Greg Kinnear, was that your
Was that a fair lease?
No, was that your era? Greg of Talk Soup?
No, I think he invented it.
Oh, really?
He did the first one, and then, Joel would come on later. I think there was someone in
What happened to Greg Kinnear? For a while, he was kind of like
He was like the thing.
Yeah. He was like the
In a couple movies.
He was like the male Meg Ryan for
He's like, I'm not going to do Talk Soup anymore. I'm going to be in movies. And
Yeah.
Kind of like the, who was the late night host that was...
Greg Kilborn?
Yeah.
That sucks,
Don't
too.
you think
'cause I
Greg
loved
Kinnear
him.
and Craig Kilborn, you might have bought heavy stock in both of them?
Yes. You've got mail. Good God.
Actor Jason Patrick is 59. Will Forte is 55. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I think I'm a big fan. I think. I get a lot of those guys. They're all kind of one guy to me, the smartless guys, which he's not even a part of.
Right. So that made no sense.
Well,
even
like
to say that.
Jason Sudeikis, Will Arnett, Will Forte. I don't. It's all the same.
How about the guy that did Goat Boy? Do you put him in with?
Dude, that is. We're
Will
not
Forte?
doing We're not doing Jim Brewer slander today.
You think he's a level above Will Forte?
I don't know that there's several levels in between.
Oh my gosh, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Dude, he's not just Goat Boy. He was also the aggressive older fraternity brother.
Kendrick Lamar, 38.
Duckworth, legend.
And we had a battle for our birthday of the day.
Ooh, it was fun.
Runner up. This is voted on by a panel of judges.
Mm-hmm.
Runner up, Thomas Hayden Church is 65.
Damn, I saw him last night.
As did I.
In Tires.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Shane's dad.
By the way, are you where? So that means you're where I am then, exactly. We're both 4 in?
No, he's...
Okay.
That's where he first showed up.
Okay.
But I saw,
because this morning I was like, I want to tell my friend Dan about this. We have a show, but I don't think anybody else actually cares. It seems to me they're setting up the deal with O'Connor, like not having a dad or something. It's like, oh, you got a rich dad. I don't know. I can tell that they're trying to make this show more well written and like have substance to it.
I think they're doing a good job of it.
I think they are too, but
Yeah.
it's just weird. It's just, you can tell that was kind of the mandate.
Tires, folks. It's a good program. But you'll understand why
who got that top
Thomas
spot.
Hayden Church could not be the birthday of the day, even though you really wanted to make him one. Jerry Falwell Jr. is 63.
Wow. That's incredible. He's
So he would sit in the
celebrating
corner.
with the Cabana Boy.
Have you ever sat in the corner and watched while someone else made love to your wife?
No.
That's what Jerry Falwell Jr. did.
Yeah, I mean, he's not alone. He was partaking in a common. I think let's do it this way. Have you ever violated four walls,
you're
two
talking
balls?
about his mother?
No, Jerry Falwell Jr., the Reverend's son, he was in charge of the church after Papa Falwell died. And the son, Jerry Falwell Jr., he liked having their pool boy nail his wife in front of him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, a little cuck situation, the kids call it.
No.
But Jake's other question was, have you ever violated? Well, it's only a violation if you consider this to be
Yeah,
a rule.
I
In
don't.
my life, I have a rule that I've tried to follow. It is 4 walls, 2 balls. So if there's some hanky-panky going on in a room, there's a rule in that room. 4 walls, 2 balls. Do you understand what I mean?
You've really missed out on a lot.
See, he's conservative, right? Yeah.
I'm conservative because I just haven't had a threesome with another guy involved as well.
3,
4, 5,
Okay.
6.
Have you been involved in what you're referring to then as an orgy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up in the 70s. Come on, man.
Okay, maybe you're right.
That's what I was saying
Maybe that
earlier.
is the era. Because the 60s certainly was too, right?
Yeah, it seemed like it was too new and I don't know, it was too close to the 50s, obviously, and you're just figuring it out. But by the 70s, it was like, all right, shit, let's go. I got this. It seems like that to me.
What were all the rockers dying of late 60s, early 70s? Was that like heroin?
Yeah.
Heroin? Okay,
Yeah.
like Jimi Hendrix and
Yeah, Janice and so many others in the 27 Club.
The Doors, Jim Morrison,
Yeah,
right?
Morrison.
Okay, so if you could have gotten through that, right? You're not in that era.
And
'Cause you'd have
also-
probably been trying, hey, everybody's trying heroin.
I know,
Let's
but-
try heroin. Let's
but
see what it's like.
because of that, I might have also been able to get in on the front end of cocaine, which
Yeah, you don't want that, though.
yes, you do.
I thought you're gonna die from that, too.
No,
That's how
you
you
die
learn
from
it's
it
bad.
now. I feel like when
Ben bias?
I feel like when we first got, that was probably the problem. You are going to die. It's just going to be awesome. Like the late 70s, I don't know. It seems like he's telling me about orgies and stuff.
Yeah, orgies,
Beautiful-
hitchhiking.
Yeah.
Beautiful clear crystal rocks you shave with the razor blade. I mean,
This is a live log. This is a live spot.
didn't have any fentanyl in it. Yeah,
That's right. You have to test it. China putting junk in my dope.
Are you like a gummy guy or pot guy still? Like, are you a guy who will partake?
I don't want to answer that.
Okay, well, I've heard some
But
allege
gummies don't work on me.
Really?
Yeah, I can take
That's sad.
I can take a half a bottle of medical gummies, 8-10, and it's not. It's true. And
Your son is yelling that's a lie.
Okay,
I've never seen a father-son argument like this.
I'm gonna tell off on you now.
Oh,
damn!
You eat 1 brownie and I eat 5.
But you also had a panic attack before ziplining on the instruction line because you'd eaten half a bottle of gummies that morning.
So this Doyle saying like I
went ziplining and said I'm going to eat a whole bottle of gummies.
I mean, not a whole bottle, but quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and got up there and he was
Like way more than you could have ingested.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, and then I had a panic attack.
That's a funny bit
Well,
to be
man.
like, yeah, I can do it. I can eat
I would
all
think
these
just
gummies.
ziplining enough is like a high. Like,
yeah, it does sound fun.
that feels like a panic-inducing anyway.
We were in Colorado.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it makes a difference.
But if you have a panic attack and like need some like medical attention, you don't go around saying like I can do that. Like, yeah, I can eat half a bottle of gummies. You can. Did he spaz?
Interesting.
I'd like to go
But
ziplining.
what I was getting to there was people that I've talked to who lived in the era of the 70s smoking pot and now say today's pot is way more potent.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's no comparison.
Yeah.
None.
You end up having a panic attack at the zipline place nowadays.
So it's like today's pot has gone to the game day men's health of pot.
Fantastic.
And it has improved itself to such levels.
It's its best.
It is. I mean, just look at it.
So if you're some old scraggly pot, if you're some seeds and stems that
we don't even
really
have
like
to do this.
I just wanted to promote game day men's health and mention the Dumb Zone. You get 10% off. For life. Born on this day, now dead. Oh, let's see if you have anything on this, Doyle. Art Bell.
Oh, wow.
I know that name.
You care about him at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
Was that the UFO guy?
Yeah, coast to coast.
Yeah.
George
I was a big
Cormack. He is the man who invented Wheaties. I'm going to say an extremely overrated cereal.
Agree.
Like, oh, okay, they would get like a huge superstar athlete and put him on the box, so you'd know everything about Wheaties, and then you go, okay, let's buy some Wheaties. Let's try it. Oh, my gosh.
Yuck.
This sucks.
Is it like
let's pour
way
some sugar
healthier
on it.
for you?
I
or
don't
something?
know,
What's
I guess.
I don't know.
Like, I think I tried it once because, hey, look at Michael Jordan eats Wheaties. I'm going to try Wheaties. I'll be like Michael Jordan. And then, luckily, Michael Jordan also endorsed McDonald's. So I could be like Michael Jordan in so many ways. And born on this day, now dead, famous brother, Otto Hitler. His name was Otto. Died on this day, still dead. Mumtaz Mahal. The Taj Mahal is named after her. Give me a year she lived.
Oh, wow. This is a banger.
Guess when the woman... By the way, they named it after her after she died during childbirth, giving birth to her 14th child.
She was
20.
At the age of 23.
Can you briefly tell me beyond
38.
just like some what is the Taj Mahal? That doesn't feel like it comes
You're the
up.
world traveler.
I know, and that's what I'm saying is this feels like an old school,
thinking
almost
it's
like Acapulco.
It's in India.
Yeah, but I'm saying, is it beyond a monument? What are you guys going to go with?
It's a building.
A building.
A castle.
A castle type establishment. Is there a religious affiliation?
Probably a roundy, pointy top or something.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay. That just helps a little, I think.
You could tell none of us really.
1640. 1640. Blake, go.
1520.
She died on this day in 1631.
Whoa!
Dang.
It's very
There you
close.
go.
Hell yeah.
All right.
It's not. Yeah. I was
Another
actually
guess
looking
the
up-
date.
All right.
The date of death of Eugene Weldman. He died on this day, but what year? He was the last person to be publicly guillotined in France.
Oh, I know that. It's like 1940. It's way. It's the 20th century. I'm almost
I mean,
positive.
1975.
1939.
Damn.
In Fuego.
Hot streak.
Which I can't believe. Like,
No, the funniest thing about it is
public guillotine
yes.
in France.
Seems like it would be in Picasso's era, and it kind of was.
And it is, yeah, right. But that seems like 13,
Yeah.
12 or something. Also, died on this day, John David Crow, the Aggie great, Rodney King, and...
You know how he died or where he died?
Rodney King?
Yeah.
No.
Swimming pool.
Oh, yeah. I think I did know
I
that.
think it was like, there was something like his wife said it was his dream to get a pool, and then he got one, and, got a bunch of money, and he was just fucked up in it every day, just blackout, and then just died. That's why the $31 million needs to go to my family, not me.
Yeah. Died on this day in 2016, Ron Lester.
Oh, wow.
Who I absolutely remember having in studio.
You know who that is, Blake? That would be from Varsity Blues, number 69, Billy Bob.
Yeah.
69.
Who had his pig.
And that was Today in History.
Oh, let's stop the music and stuff. Beep. All right, we come to the portion of the program called Closing Remarks. And it can feature Doyle, who's been here all day.
I think Doyle should record some stuff for us.
I was going to tell you guys.
Some voice work?
If he does it right now, he might do it for free. If we just send it to him and they're like, hey, will you do this? He's going to.
He don't know me very well.
Pay.
Oh, that means he's going to charge us now.
Charge us now.
Yeah.
I thought you just send it. That's the no go.
Well, that's why what you have to do is just ask him questions that he'll answer in the thing we want to use.
I thought we were going to get a good laugh out of the 2:30 thing.
Yeah.
I went away from my mic and everything.
No, that's like how bad that joke is.
It didn't even.
But I still shout out to my 14-year-old fan out there. If her dad kept this on.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not allowed to shout out?
I don't know.
She thinks I'm funny.
Feels like a direct shout out to a female 14-year-old fan.
That's bad? You think there's nefarious goings on here? Anyway, the point of this is closing remarks. And so we have Adam, who is brought here by Community Mechanical. We should give them a little love again. That's our HVAC company. They actually came out and did a bunch of preventative maintenance stuff at my house. I didn't know this, but you know those mud daubers that I think are so great?
Yeah.
Apparently, they will get inside that air conditioning unit and totally muck it up.
Just daubing it up?
Yeah, so they came out, and part of their maintenance was, like, they just got a hose, sprayed it all out, and cleaned them all out so that the air conditioner is working great for the summer, which is very important. Have you ever been in Texas in the summer? Oh, my. It certainly does get hot. I bet you lived in the era where you just didn't even have any air conditioning, like an apartment in the summer. No air conditioning.
When we went to Coppell, we had 2 attic fans.
That's it.
Yes. That was it.
That does not sound good.
You should have gone to communitydfw.com back then.
The school, my mother asked me when I got home from school the first day, well, what do you think about the school? Mom, they got an air conditioner.
Like that was a big deal?
Well, yeah, because
even for a school to have it?
Elementary school that I went to in Dallas didn't have AC.
There's some still that don't, folks.
It was hotter than hell.
Damn.
Yeah.
They'd have one of those big fans that would, they'd turn on and point toward the floor.
So if you have thoughts on the disparity in the quality of schools in America, text 469-667-7290 or go to communitydfw.com for all your HVAC needs.
All right, so here's Adam. We got to get to him because he said he brought presents, which is cool.
Heck yeah.
And he brought his dad and his brother.
I think they're the presents.
Well, he gave his dad and brother, this is the present to be in here. So what a treat, huh?
Yeah, we all contributed to some gifts. If you want to disperse them, Dad.
And yeah, Community Mechanical, we didn't even mention. If you get an HVAC system, they'll give you a sit-in. You could be Adam. You could bring Adam's dad to the studio. Would you guys think that was weird if somebody else got a free sit-in
and they just bring your
and they
dad?
Invited your dad?
We should make all the companies do that. Qualys Community, it's just him over and over. He's like, God, I'm busy, but
I got to do it.
What's the point of this bit again?
All right, what do we got?
This is a gift for Blake.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
From Dad.
This is especially from Dad. Run the ball guy. Is your dad run the ball guy?
Shout out to my buddy Joey for recommending this.
Oh my God!
He got
That's
a little.
awesome.
He got a
little
run the ball
onesie.
onesie.
Little onesie for little Brooks.
great.
Oh, for
Thank
the
you.
new baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a boy or a girl? Have we decided?
It's another boy.
All right. Way to go. No one wants girls. All right. This appears to be a some kind of a jersey in here as well. What do we got? This looks like it's from the W.
Yep.
Who do we got here?
Oh, nice.
Oh, a Page.
Very nice.
A Page, is it Buckers?
How's their season going?
Not good.
Not great.
1 at 11.
Not too good. One or two, maybe.
And I wanted to.
Well, all that means is that they'll have a chance to have the first round pick or the first overall pick in next week's draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't the draft coming up?
Yeah, for their fall season.
The playoffs will be over soon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Their tickets are not cheap.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I tried to go to kill a weekend day with Brooks. It was like $80 or something to go.
What?
And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
And then I scrolled down. They're playing the Fever. I was like, oh, I might want to see Caitlin Clark. $230 at the AAC.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
It's
so it's
popular.
only AAC because of
I would imagine.
Indiana. There's
Yeah.
no way they
No.
play at the AAC.
No, they typically play it.
No, but they
UTA.
sell it out. They sell out where they play pretty regularly.
For $80?
Well, I mean, I think that he's looking at second hand now,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and it's because of her, even though I think she got hurt.
I think she's back.
Caitlin Clark is back?
No, Paige.
Oh,
she had a
Okay.
concussion. She's
Caitlin
back.
Clark is back.
Yeah.
I saw her this weekend. Just nailing logo threes, bro. Anyway, sorry. We got one more gift.
Yeah, well, we have two.
Or
So
two more,
Adam and
sorry.
his wife are known for their chocolate chip cookies, so we each
Oh,
make some chocolate chip cookies.
sweet.
Wow.
Okay.
Look at that.
Thank
He's
you,
got
sir.
'em- He's got them wrapped up.
Adam and his
individually.
wife are known for this.
They're-
That's an odd thing.
It's her recipe, but he often
Okay.
makes them.
That's dude. If you're wrapping up the cookie individually, like that's a level of concern for, quality.
For preservation, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can see the salt in the cookie, it's going to be really good.
So Jake,
Okay, we have
your
a.
ice cream fix.
Oh wow!
I made you some ice cream.
Oh, are you a ninja guy?
No, I'm not, but I'm very jealous of that. So one is
Oh,
pistachio, one is cereal milk ice cream.
Oh my god!
Dude.
There's a ice cream called that?
Cereal milk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's fantastic.
That's a good bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because what's better than
Yeah,
cereal
I have an
milk,
older
bro?
Cuisinart one, but those creamy, those.
You know, you shouldn't do
Creamies
that
are
because it
supposed to be
just
great.
replicates the synapses that it triggered your alcoholism or something.
You should try this.
Really? Is it great?
Yeah, it tastes like homemade ice cream. That's phenomenal, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, bros.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
You
sure.
guys are the best.
Thanks
hey,
to
Doyle, what do you
Community
think?
Mechanical.
This is our show.
Glad to be here.
Good.
You know, enjoyed it.
All right. Well,
he didn't
we'll,
say it was good.
We will
He
have
said
a
he
show.
enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
that's kind of what I was looking for. We will have a show tomorrow.
Oh,
and,
hey, man. It was really good.
Hey, thanks.
Adios.
Yeah, you laid out on that one, didn't you?
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Drive now, pay later. Feliz Navidad.